And it feels so good to be back. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. And I'm back with some more boxing. Oh, the Bud Buddies thought you was safe. Not this time. You know I had to do this stream, man. The Bud Buddies finna be mad because I'm about to kick some real stuff that you can only get on my channel. Best in the business, and it's not even close. Shout out to Carlos. What's up? Kamal Oz up in here. My dude, Business Brain. Salute to Ego Army. Yeah, some of y'all not gonna like it, but who cares? Jojo, what's up? Joaquin. Yeah, we gotta have that good old conversation, man. Who's the first person up in here? Isaiah Felix, Eagles Army. Shout out to my boy Isaiah Felix. He was the first person up in here. And just so you know, the shooters are already here. So if the Bud Buddies get out of line, you about to chat. Chat. I'm gonna cook, tell you some things that's going on, give my opinion, of course. If the Bud Buddies can't handle it, the shooter's gonna be right there to remove them about remove them about the chat. Mr. Riviera, what's up? Man, we chilling. Nah, because the Bud Buddies, they be acting immature. And I'm gonna promise you something. When I cook them, just notice before I cook them, they won't prove me wrong. See, the difference in a regular static video is not live. So I can't talk to each and every person in live comments and be Johnny on the spot. But now you dealing with something else. You dealing with live ego. I'm the improv king. So we gonna get to the bottom of it. I'm gonna say my piece. I know these can't prove me wrong. So what's gonna happen is your boy ego gonna stir the pot, cook the meal up. If you get it, you get it. And then the Bud Buddies with their ashy elbows, ashy kneecaps, and ashy ankles, they're gonna feel a type of way. They're gonna say, "Oh, ego, I can't prove you wrong because you the god, you the best in the business, and it's not even close. And I'm ashy, so I'm gonna say you hating." You see how this works? So I'm telling you how it's gonna be before it happens. A predictor of the future, if you will. When I start cooking these up, you know, it's like I seen the video. The lady was trying to cook a live shrimp, and then she tried to put it in the boiling water or whatever at the restaurant, and the shrimp jumped out and clamped on her arm. That's the Bud Buddies. They'll do anything to not. The Bud Buddies is some shrimps, some prawns. Prawns. They'll do anything to not touch that boiling water. Cause with ego, listen, with ego cook and that water reach a rapid boil, it's over. So they doing anything. They like crabs and seafood and lobster. They just doing anything to not get cooked. A frog. Yeah, a bunch of frogs. They doing anything to not touch that boiling pot of water. Because when Eagles Army get on you, it's over. So I just want y'all to be mindful. Yeah, they start screaming. They got the little claws that start screaming, the little Bud Buddy claws, or whatever fan base. I'll be cooking. The Canelo fan base be mad. I'm trying to think of who been the most mad at me. Um, Devin Haney, the Haneyacks, they be mad sometimes. The Pacquiao fans, what they call them, Pactars? Yeah, them. Who else? The Bud Buddies be mad. Who else be mad at me? Canelo fans be mad. Y'all say I hate. Y'all say I hate everybody. I ain't got that much hate in my heart, bro. To hate everybody. Y'all just don't like the truth. And we about to get the truth about it here. And it's funny because the Bud Buddies, particularly for this episode, they want to be right, but they're not right. So there's going to be a problem. The Terence Crawford Madrimov fight flopped. You hear me? The fight flopped. If you liked it as a fight, I ain't got no beef with you. If you're just like, oh, that was a good tactical fight, I ain't got no problem with that. But it flopped. Can you hear me? And I know it hurt. Like the Bud Buddies are already, their blood pressure is already rising because the fight financially flopped and they mad that Boxing Ego is telling you what it is. The fight Crawford versus Madrimov, it went double wood. It went platinum plastic. That's what it is. Oh no, and it's so funny because I say these things, they're true, but then the Bud Buddies will say something like, "Oh, but Crawford still got paid." I never said he didn't get paid, so that was just stupid. Cassandra, what's up? That's the Bud Buddies' response. The Bud Buddies' response will be like, "But Crawford still got paid his money." Oh, I never said Crawford did it for free. Cause bias MFers hate hearing the truth, and I don't be agreeing with every single thing. Muff really be having the emotions involved instead of just love in the sport. I don't know what you talking about, but yeah, you gonna get hit with the truth today. Machiavelli Crooks, what's up, bro? The fight flopped. People, I seen a lot of people, bro. They were giving people tickets. They were slashing the prices. The prices got slashed like Guns N' Roses. That slash Guns N' Roses. Never mind. Y'all too young. They were dropping the prices. The fight is flop. Bro, Crawford can fight his butt off skillfully in the ring. He's not the star that you want him to be. Period. Who disagrees with this? I don't care what Turkey talking about. Oh, he's the future. That's cool. He's a future legend. He's not the star you trying to make him out to be. Period. And the thing is, the Bud Buddies can get mad. They be like, "Oh, Eagle, you're a hater. Pay for this man's pay-per-view. You doing everything but that." Ain't that crazy? Bro, they'll argue with Ego's Army nonstop, tooth and nail, but they won't buy that pay-per-view. I guarantee you that. So what are we talking about? I'm always right. They'll argue with Kamal, they'll argue with Ego, they'll argue with Cassandra and Business Brain, but what they won't do is buy Bud's pay-per-view and pay for it. Boop, that part. So we really don't have an argument. You just want to argue. Notice what I said. We don't have an argument. You just want to argue. Bro. And it's getting worse, which I'm going to talk about in this video. You put Crawford in with Madrimov, the man got 11 fights, and there was really no upside for that particular fight as a selling point. Bud, in terms of promotion, is a dud. Like, he's not going to give you that. And if anything, oh, I'm sorry. I'm allergic to y'all BS. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. I got allergies and I'm allergic to y'all BS. Woo. Listen to me. Bud promotional skills is a dud. It's what it is. He can fight, but the promotional skills is a dud. People don't like it. Don't watch me. There's your solution. People, here you go. Here you go. How can you? Bro, they say everything but prove me wrong. I don't care about none of that. Do not watch Boxing Ego if you can't handle this truth. Great fighter, Bud is. Promotional skills is due. It's doo-doo, baby. And then, if anything, Bud Crawford, the type, he might mess around and say some things that further hurt the promotion. Like when he said, "Oh no, this fight feel bigger than the Errol Spence fight." Oh my God. What are you talking about, sir? Listen to what the man say. See, and when I say these things in boxing, y'all act like I'm speaking another language. Like what I'm saying don't make sense. Listen, I ain't punch drunk. This is my lane. I'm not punch drunk. I'm speaking clear to you. You can understand. If you understand English, you understand boxing ego. This man is the one that said, I don't know, if you look around, this fight feel bigger than the Errol Spence fight. No, it don't. Why would you lie? Bro, Crawford Madrimov didn't feel nothing like no mother Errol Spence fight. People was, for a whole fight week, we was watching the grand arrivals. We was watching the weigh-ins. We was watching the press conference. When Bud was like, I gets active. We was watching all that. We was worried about who was in the crowd, taunting Bud and Arrow, and we was all in that. Ain't nobody was watching all that with the Crawford Madrimov. Stop playing. Stop playing. You wasn't tapped into every single event. How many of y'all watched the Grand Arrivals Crawford Madrimov? Okay. Y'all be lying. How many of y'all watch Crawford Madrimov Grand Arrivals? Yeah, I'm definitely warmed up. How many of y'all watch, like, no BS, not for nothing. How many of y'all watch Crawford Madrimov Grand Arrivals? Look, I missed it. See, that's what I'm talking. Bro, first comment, I missed it. Exactly. First comment was I missed it. Shout out to Kamal Oz. Y'all some bums. Look, can you be a regular on the channel, Eagles Army, watches boxing, always be here for the watch party? She said she ain't watch it. Y'all playing with me. Stop playing with me. You play with something else. Let's talk boxing. Kamal Oz with the $10. Okay. Z-side Bud Crawford thought people would remember his bad faith negotiation tactics and publicity stunts with Errol Spence and PBC. He assumed Canelo would give the farm away like Errol Spence. That's a good point. Bud is completely delusional. Facts. And he said the fight felt bigger than Errol Spence, which is so delusional. And then that's why I like the live format, because y'all ain't gonna listen. When it comes to this live, y'all ain't gonna prove me wrong. I know that. When I say this stuff, y'all act like y'all act in the comment section. Y'all act like I got a tail, like I talk with a tail, bro. This man said it feels bigger than the Errol Spence fight. He said the Errol Spence fight was basically cool for the urban community. He said the fight was cool for the urban community. We know what that means. What you talking about, urban community? As if like niggas was the only one that wanted to watch Crawford versus Spence. See, that's what I'm saying. You're not finna insult my intelligence. He acting like niggas is the only one that watched the fight. Bro, stop playing with me, bro. Talking about the urban community. What is that? Blacks and Mexicans? What does that even mean, bro? And then you fought Madrimov, then you needed the urban community because I know them pay-per-view numbers ain't did nothing. What y'all talking about? Business Brain said, as if he ain't urban. Yeah. Bro, you from one of the most impoverished cities in America. You better stop. Hold on. You from Omaha, bro. Minimum wage like $1.50. Bro, you talk about urban. Bro, this boy Bud talking about the urban community, and you from one of the poorest cities in this month. What you talking about, cut? y'all funny to me, bro. Bro, I guarantee you, if I move to Omaha, I'll get a job, minimum wage 75 cents. You work at the chicken spot, the Chick-fil-A, you getting 55 cents an hour. What you talking about? The urban community. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, kids running around with silver teeth. What you talking about? Urban community. All right. But it's just incorrect. I don't like misinformation. You talking about the urban community. Why the fight do your best pay-per-view numbers if it was just the urban community? See, when I say these things, y'all say I'm the bad guy. So, okay, I guess I'm the bad guy. Okay. You need people like me. So you can point your fingers and say that's the best. Bro, you need people like me. Because y'all, there's a lot of ad kicking. Bro, listen, there's a lot of ad kissing in boxing right now. And if that's what you want, good. That's for you. That ain't for me. I'm Boxing Ego. I could tell a lot of these people in boxing, media, and people in boxing fans, they was never popping. Best believe that if Boxing Ego wasn't covering boxing, I would still be Ego and I would still be popping. See, that's the difference between me and them. So I ain't got to just go with anything and just go with the flow. Dead bodies up a river, that's the only thing that should go with the flow. These dudes trying to lie to me, tell me that I ain't Boxing Ego. I don't know what I'm talking about. Bud get a pass because he could fight and he got skill and he's fun to watch. That's it. If he was fighting like Shakur Stevenson, there would be even more people who admit what I'm saying is true. Y'all want to give Bud a pass because he's a great fighter. But a great fighter, that's like OJ Simpson. He was a great athlete. That don't change, some perceptions people, or Ray Rice, or, any of these other. What about Hernandez? Aaron Hernandez. We talking about different things. Aaron Hernandez could be a good teammate and a good athlete with the New England Patriots. That don't excuse the other stuff. You dig? What y'all talking about? Kamal Oz back with it. Ego just told on himself. Elaborate. I told on myself. No, I'm gonna give you a minute. I'll give you a minute to elaborate yourself. He said I just told on myself. Irv Gotti, you didn't even spell it right. So I know this is not gonna last. Kamal Oz with the $10 because the money is more important than whatever boot you talking. Bud using dog whistles, LOL. Remember when Bud said himself Canelo is the biggest fight in boxing? He's divorced from reality, facts. Canelo is a diva with a following, facts. Bud is a diva with low market value, facts. Kamal hit you with a triple play. So back to this Irv Gotti fool. I'm about to murder with ink. Listen, y'all gonna think before you speak. I got to body Irv Gotti. I'm about to murder with ink. Look, how did I tell on myself? I said with ego, y'all gonna learn to think before you speak. Body Irv Gotti. I murder with ink. That's a bar. Now, please explain how ego told on himself and you laughed at your own joke. Please, we're waiting. You got 20 seconds, partner. Make it snappy. Oh, ego told on himself. Am I right? Oh, I told you the Bud Buddies don't be on nothing. They don't prove me wrong. They're not like, oh, that wasn't factual. Oh, the fight was a financial success. They just say stupid stuff. Ego told on himself. I heard OJ Simpson and Aaron Hernandez. So what is that got to do? Block him. That was so stupid. How did I tell him myself? What does that make me OJ and Aaron Hernandez? What are you talking about? Bro, this man is drunk. We gonna send you on your way. Ooh, rockabye. We have our first block. You see how stupid that was? Ego told on himself. What did I say to tell on myself? Then he says, I heard OJ Simpson and Aaron Hernandez. What does that have to do with me telling on myself? They be saying stupid stuff. Moving on. Everybody type dummy. Use a dummy. So anyway, the athlete and the attraction and superstar, just because you have skills, that ain't finna do it. That ain't the only thing. That ain't the only. There's a lot. You think in boxing they don't have a lot of guys who have skills and can fight? Turkey, bro, this man Turkey said that Bud Crawford is a megastar. Hold on. My bad. I had this little timer that was beeping. All right. So look, everything I've said so far prove me wrong. I'm still waiting. The Bud Buddies, they say whatever. I've never said Crawford can't fight. Anyone ever heard me say Crawford cannot fight, is not a great fighter? Has anyone ever heard me say Crawford can't fight, is not a great fighter? We talking about superstars. We talking about stardom. We talking about leverage, right? Turkey put out a post and said, and he said that he's a megastar. He's not a megastar. It's that simple. And now here's the other issue. The other issue is this, and it goes back. Remember when I said bad business Bud? I've never talked about the man, his family, or anything, nothing personal. He tried to make it personal with me in a tweet. I never did that. I talk boxing. I'm here to talk boxing. So let's talk boxing. Kamal Oz, again, appreciate you. Turkey is trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. Brilliant. Yeah, let's talk boxing. See, when I talk boxing, people get scared. They're fearful. People, oh, I want to debate you. You don't want to debate me. You'll get chewed up. They don't want to debate. And the only people that do want to debate have nothing to offer. You notice that? Like their channels suck and drowned in. Oh, now you want to debate? No, I'm not debating with some bum. I got stuff to do. Jose said if he would have stayed with PBC, he probably could have been the one fighting Lotta instead of Danny, which would have gave him a good chance at Canelo with a common opponent. He burnt that. Oh my! Shout out to Jose. See, now we got boxing. This is real boxing. What we stand for over here is real boxing. That's brilliant, brilliant stuff from Jose P. If you would have stayed with PBC, you could have probably got one of the bigger names. Yeah, I mean, real talk, he could have even fought Danny Garcia. Danny's more known than Madrimov is, right? Or Lada, or a slew of other guys they have at 154. Jose was cooking. Shout out to my boy Tom Tucker. Peace Ego, had to come through and pay my dues. Love. Tom Tucker been rocking with Ego's Army for a while. And you guys see it. The love be phenomenal. I ain't done no live streams for real outside of a couple watch parties. And you guys see the love is phenomenal. So shout out to everybody. So yeah, people are petrified when Boxing Ego talk boxing because they want to butt kiss and they can't answer the questions that I pose. I promise you, none of them can. So let's do the math. I said bad business Bud. Look at his moves. You just did a successful fight, your most acclaimed fight with Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a PBC fighter. That fight was on PBC. There was no Turkey. There was no Eddie Hearn. It was you and Errol Spence. Is that true or false? The fight where Bud got the most hype, he got the most attention, he got the biggest bag, people were happy with the results, was on PBC against a PBC fighter named Errol Spence. Is that cap or is that facts? Listen, we're going to take baby steps out this month. Is that cap that Terence Crawford, the fight where he got the most notoriety? See, Crawford's brain is on its own path and in his own lane. Crawford will tell you, they'll be like, what's your signature win? He'll say Ricky Burns. Hey, blood, ain't nobody care about no Ricky Burns. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. So you let Crawford and his team tell it, they'll send you on a trip. Oh, man, the Gamboa fight. Oh, but Felix Diaz, mean machine. Bro, nobody in boxing with a brain is putting up any of them fights above the Errol Spence. In fact, why wasn't Ricky Burns on pay-per-view and why didn't it do better numbers than Errol Spence fight? Why didn't you make more money on that fight if that was so legendary a fight? It Bud Steady talking about this like Ricky Burns and stuff, bro. I don't care about no Ricky Burns, Ricky Henderson, Ricky Bobby. I'm not quite sure what to do with my hands. Shake and bake, Hal. Shake and bake, bro. He talking about Ricky Bobby still. Talladega Nights. This is dear Lord, baby Jesus, with your 6-pound golden fleeces. I want to thank you for this KFC and bountiful Taco Bell. Bro, he's still talking about Ricky Bobby. I want to go fast. Ain't nobody care about that fight, cuz. I promise you. I mean, it's part of your lineage, your legacy. Cool. Your first title. Cool. Like, we get it. But yeah, we don't care about the Ron, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, the new edition fight. Nobody puts that over Errol Spence. Let's just skip past to that part. When I say this stuff, you guys act like what I'm saying don't make sense, but whatever. We'll just keep cooking. So the bottom line, your biggest fight, the fight that people would know you for the most is Errol Spence on PBC. Terence Crawford had that set like a successful fight. They even did a parade. Why, if Bud looked so good versus Madrimov, why they ain't do a Omaha parade like they did with the Errol Spence fight? See, I'm asking the questions y'all don't want to ask because y'all suckers, bro. Listen, I'm gonna say it again. Y'all scared of the truth. If Madrimov was such a great fight and a great 4-division accomplishment and all, why you ain't do an Omaha parade when you beat him? But you did one for Errol Spence. Okay. I'm waiting. Somebody let me know. Somebody make that make sense. If beating Madrimov to the world of boxing was the play and the fight where we needed to see and you proved everything, then why you ain't do a big parade like you did for the Errol Spence fight? You had he beat Errol Spence and he still had that fish net, the fishing net. And he had the big fish hunter, fish catcher, floats, and all this type of stuff. He was crowned 2X undisputed. What the that got to do with it? Like, like you told, why'd you tell me that? Like, I didn't know that. Dante Moore, you Dante less. Why did you tell me that? Like, I didn't know he became 2X undisputed. Madrimov beat Spence and stops him. You just made that up. Block Ian or Yan. Yeah, get Yan up out of here. You just made something up that you believe would happen. So okay, listen. Notice I'm not saying like hyperbole. I'm putting it in perspective and look at their follow up. He just made up a fight. We haven't seen Errol Spence one time at 154, right? Where did you get your information, Ego? Block him too. All right, we having a party. Block Richard Green. Then he talk about where did I get my information? Yeah, we going listen, we having a party. Block Dante Moore, block Richard Green, block Ian. Yeah, we having a party. They just saying stupid stuff. My time is not to be wasted. Who else? Bud had a float in a parade. I didn't ask if he was 2X undisputed, 1X undisputed. I made an assertion that was correct. For the Errol Spence fight, for whatever reason, you had a parade. You can't tell me Ricky Burns and Madrimov and all these other wins in the public's mind were bigger, because if they were bigger or they meant more or they were more signature or they were a bigger feat or accomplishment that got you in the spotlight, then why didn't you do parades for those fights? Moving on. See, the Bud Buddies can't answer the questions. So you had your most successful fight on PBC. Facts. Before I move on, does anyone disagree that the Errol Spence fight is widely regarded as Bud's biggest win and biggest, it made the most noise? You walked out with Eminem, you beat Errol Spence, stopped him, 3 drops, and that's the fight people still talk about. Block VJ. We got somebody respawning. When they hate, donate. Shout out to Jers. What's up? Can we all agree, yes or no, the biggest win by the mass populace for Terence Crawford is Errol Spence? Is that true? Is that cap or fact? The fight where Crawford got the most acclaim and notice for winning was Errol Spence. Cap or fact? Okay, thank you. So we all know that's the answer. This man, after that, left PBC, took a year off, and fought a guy with 11 fights who can fight, but the downside is bad business Bud, nobody knew him. Nobody had been following up with him outside of absolute diehard boxing fans. So that's your follow-up. Shout out to Joaquin. He sent $2. When they hate, donate. Absolutely. Shout out to Jose P. Is doing the same thing Triller was doing with the concert. We got J-Lo in the T. Oh, Jose's been cooking. Shout out to my man Jose. He been cooking. Took a year off because he was waiting on EJ. Bro, I reported that the EJ fight was looking unlikely and the rematch clause only lasted a certain amount of time. So it doesn't matter why he took it off. It is what it is. You took a year off, bro. Not only, and here's the thing, whether you want to blame EJ or not, whatever, I don't even care. The point is, you took a year off, right? You took a year off, and you had to have known when you were organizing your comeback fight from the Errol Spence fight that it had been X amount of months. You choose a fight with an 11 fight Madrimov that just got a belt in March. And see, that's the thing. People keep saying, like, oh, Madrimov did. Bro, Madrimov was a champion for like 4 months. He was a champion for like 4 months. So again, this is why I say bad business, bud. You did great with Errol Spence. That's your biggest fight, most people believe. You took a year off and you follow it up. They gave you they gave you almost like a hit. Like, imagine if somebody's a recording artist, a rapper or something, and then you give them Chris Brown and Beyonce on his song. If you can't, with Chris Brown and Beyonce, and they doing the hooks and choruses and like verses or whatever, if you can't turn that into a hit, then the problem is you. They gave Crawford on a silver platter a loaded undercard, a venue that was too big for him. They gave him LA, which is like, LA, who wouldn't want to go to LA? LA's popping, right? Good food, good women, people that smoke, good tree, you know what I mean? And then the fight flopped still. You had Eminem, they gave you Eminem, the rapper with the highest booking fee. They did all this, and you still couldn't turn it into magic. But oh, it gets worse. So now you left PBC to do a fight, and you had Eminem again. But the thing is, if you look at Crawford Madrimov, they couldn't capture the same magic that Bud had with Eminem for the Crawford Madrimov fight. The comments I was seeing, people were like, this show's too long. I'm not enjoying the Eminem concert. People were dogging it. It's just the reality of it. See, PBC, they don't have to like out gimmick you. You're not gonna necessarily get Transformers and Voltron characters walking you out and Star Spangled Banner fireworks and Eminem doing a whole set like it's Saturday Night Live. You're not gonna necessarily get all that because I think PBC realizes that it's a business, so they cut the fat. That stuff is not, for the most part, is not even enhancing the product, mostly financially. Triller already tried this. They had Ice Cube, E40, E40. They had E40, you know what I mean, doing concerts and Doja Cat. It didn't really enhance the show. First of all, you would have to assume that everyone who's a boxing fan listens to said type of music. There's boxing fans that only like country music. So maybe they don't like Eminem or Mount Westmore or a rapper or R&B person or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Or some people like rap, but maybe they don't like him. You know what I mean? Or whoever the person is. So it's really not necessary. You don't really need it. I think boxing at its finest is simplistic. Maybe have a rapper walk you out because in the fans, even if you don't like rap, you gonna hear it for a 2 minute ring walk, and then the fighters in the ring, and then we get to the fight. You gave Eminem a whole concert, and then people were like, I fell asleep and stuff. You gave away a free car. They're like, bro, they're giving away cars at Crawford shows like they Oprah Winfrey to try to get people's excitement up. And the funny thing is, they probably seen the tickets weren't moving. Block KMYG. They probably seen tickets weren't moving, and then that's when they came up with that idea. And it's funny because coincidentally, the guy that won the car was like in his own row by himself, and he was some Middle Eastern dude. So what are the odds that Turkey had a car giveaway, and then the winner that they showed, it looked staged. You see what I'm saying? It looked staged. How come it wasn't no like blonde hair, blue eyed, 25-year-old chick that won the car? It just looked too staged, bro. Tunnel vision. I love tunnel vision. Shout out to tunnel vision. I thought you were a fair dude. Block him. I don't care what, like, listen to me and listen to them. I'm stating my case intelligently, and they're not saying what I'm saying that they feel is wrong. They're not countering it. They just talking about me. Oh, ego. Oh, I thought you were gonna be fair. Oh, you hate Crawford. Bro, address the argument. Don't address me. Address the argument. You can address me and get blocked. That's cool. But address the argument I'm making. Back to tunnel vision. PBC saw that most don't care about the extra stuff. They actually focus minimizing time between the fights as much as possible. Boom. You know what else I noticed? This proves that Crawford Madrimov was FAF, fake as, and I'm gonna explain to you. If you notice the crowd, it seemed like it was a crowd full of corpses. Hold on, just hear me out. If you watch Crawford Madrimov, when they would show the crowd seemed dead. It seemed dead. I know I'm not the only one that felt it. Considering how many people were being shown, the crowd itself felt dead. You're not finna play boxing ego. I've covered hundreds of fights live. I know crowds. I know how crowds react. I covered several Crawford fights in Omaha. The crowd was lit because that's their hometown guy. I've covered big fights with Pacquiao, with Mayweather, Ward Kovalev. I've covered all these. I was there for Wilder Fury, the first fight. I was there for Canelo and Triple G, the first fight. I know how crowds respond. Block Junior right. You still talking to yourself. Shout out to Business Brain. Block him.
Start? I don't feel so good.
So you got to ask yourself, why would the crowd with that many people appear so dead for the boxing moments? I want to hear from you, the audience. If the crowd had that many people, that whatever amount was there, why did they seem so dead? Like they almost didn't want to be there, or they didn't know where they were, or something like that. Like, why were they acting like they just woke up from a nap and they were groggy? I'm asking y'all a question. Oh, man, my tunnel vision don't miss. He got the tunnel vision. That's what happens when you give away thousands of tickets. They had seat fillers and movie extras. Oh my God. Thank you. I didn't even have to wait long for the response. Boom. If I'm lying, I'm flying. But here, just to prove that I'm not lying, I challenge you to this. Go rewatch Crawford Madrimov, where we know they lost money and gave away a ton of tickets, and it still wasn't sold out. And then go watch Canelo versus a fight that everybody says they don't want to see in terms of Canelo Berlanga in Vegas. I guarantee you that Canelo Berlanga, the crowd, when Canelo fights particularly, they're going to be alive. La Raza is going to be alive because they paid to see Canelo Alvarez and they want to be there for the show. Not like, hey, I got some tickets for free and I'm not vested in the boxing, or I'm here to see Eminem, so I don't really care about the boxing portion. So I don't really know what to do because I don't follow boxing, blah, blah, blah. You can't fake me out on this, bro. Because I guarantee you, go watch the crowd for Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin when he doing a backflip off after he got the Martin knockout, and listen to the crowd. Go watch Canelo when he fights in September versus Berlanga. Mind you, everybody's saying they don't even want to see the Berlanga fight. Not everybody, but a lot of people. But I guarantee you this: those are going to be some real fans. Whether they Cinnabons or whatever, it's going to be live people that wanted to go see Canelo and they knew what they were going to see. They're not going for J Balvin, or that's just extra if it happens to take place. But knowing PBC, they keep that down to a minimum. So people they get mad at what I have to say. You're not changing my mind though. Change my mind. Tell me what I'm saying ain't true. There were reporters at the fight. They all reported that it wasn't sold out. That's a perfect segue. Shiloh with the perfect segue after I get to this Kamal Oz super chat. Turkey is like one of those guys who gets rejected by a girl and afterward he calls her a whoa. His strategy failed with Tank and Canelo. Turkey wants to rewrite history. Bud versus Canelo equals Bud's retirement cash grab. Facts. Canelo is definitely a household name. Him and Tank are the biggest in boxing for sure. So here, let's keep working. Shout out to Kamal Oz on the $10 again. Let me keep cooking them. Let me keep cooking these inferior bud buddies that can't with me. They can't outsmart boxing ego. Stop playing with me. Alicia Keys looking like she didn't want to be there, like she wanted to say that to the camera, get out my face. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Nobody looked like bro, they're paid. They were paid to be there. Like if you watch in Saudi, they'll have all these celebrities come through. Like Keanu Reeves and stuff will come through, blah, blah, blah. Bro, come on. Y'all better stop playing with me, bro. Kate Beckinsdale, stop playing with me, bro. I've covered boxing over 10 years. I know what celebrities are diehard boxing fans at this point. Dave Chappelle, he a real boxing fan. LL Cool J, he a real boxing fan. Block KNYG. We know the celebrities that is really tapped in with boxing and pay attention to boxing. Mario Lopez, yeah, okay. So we know them. Kate Beckinsdale was there. Like, I ain't never seen her at anybody's fight ever. You got the underworld. Like, when you ever seen Kate Beckinsdale? And then here's the thing. You can have Kate Beckinsdale and Reese Witherspoon and Sandra Bullock. We know good and well, they didn't come because they want to see no Crawford, Muff, and Madrimov. Out of all, like, so you didn't go to a Canelo show, you didn't go to a Tank show, you wanted to see you some Madrimov. Bro, y'all cap. I don't care what nobody talk about. Y'all cap. You safeguarding boxing rich casuals can come watch boxing. What the F? Block him. Block F8. When they hate, donate. I'm not worried about them. Yeah, boxing rich casuals can come when they get comp tickets and they get paid to be there. Stop playing with me, bro. So let's get this straight. So all these people, like let's say Kate Beckinsale, Reese Witherspoon, you've never seen them at any bigger fights. They didn't go to Wilder Fury. They didn't go to none of these fights, right? They didn't want to see Canelo Golovkin when they were like the two biggest guys on HBO at the time. They didn't pull up for no Floyd Mayweather fights, but they said, I'm Reese Witherspoon. I'm Kate Beckinsale. I need to see me some Madrimov versus Bud. Y'all cap as y'all know y'all capping, bro. Out of all fights possible, that's the fight they pull up to. Kate Beckinsale was like, man, I need to see me a month with 11 fights. That's what she wanted, I'm sure. Okay. She wanted to see Bud off a year layoff and a month that don't speak English barely that got 11 fights. All right. That's what you want me to believe. All right. Bro, she couldn't say no because that appearance fee was righteous. And I'm not mad. If celebrities get your money, if they paying you, I'll sit in the crowd, pay me. I'll sit in the crowd, pay, comp my room, comp me tickets. Yeah. Rachel Richardson. I like that. Shout out to Rachel Richardson. Don't like that Turkey had a lot of bad stuff to say about the United States. See, I didn't even make a video about that, but this is a great segue. A lot of butt kissers in this sport of boxing, they sitting up here groveling at Turkey's like feet, and oh, you're making boxing great again. How? What did you do? Because Crawford Madrimov, Golden Boy didn't even have the same backing, and the week later they had a better fight at 154. Prove me wrong. Tell me Boachuk, Virgil Ortiz with no superb, crazy undercard, no Eminem. Tell me that wasn't a better fight with a lower budget. Y'all getting cooked. Y'all getting cooked. I'm what counts in boxing. Y'all getting cooked. Y'all know the stuff I'm saying is true. You might not like it, but y'all getting cooked. You can't tell me Crawford. I didn't mind Crawford Madrimov because I studied this boxing game. But especially from a casual perspective, Virgil Ortiz, Boachuk, and not even just casual. You could be a diehard boxing fan. That was a beast of a fight. They both Virgil Ortiz was getting dropped, and then he had a sense of urgency, and he was trying to off Boachuk. Boachuk was boxing. It was just a better fight. It is what it is. And they didn't have all the gimmicks and M&Ms and concerts and 1,000 undercard fights with names and stuff. They didn't have all that. Still was a better fight. So it goes to show you that you got people in boxing, they don't know what they're doing. Because how is it that Golden Boy produced a fight of the year contender with a fraction of the budget? They didn't have Eminem. They didn't have the weak of the strong. You got it going on. You're dead wrong. Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Gun smoke, gun smoke. Biggie Smalls for mayor, the rap slayer, the hooker layer, motherfucker say your prayer. Hail Mary full of. They didn't have Eminem. There's several different levels. The devil worshiping horses, heads, human sacrifices, cannibalism, candles and exorcism. Animals having sex with them camels, mammals, and rabbits, but I don't get into that. I get the habit. Beat you to death with weapons and eat through the flesh, and I never eat you unless the meat looks fresh. I got a line in my pocket, I'm lying. I got a 9 in my pocket. Bro, they didn't have all that, and they still put up a better fight. I'm the best in the business. Stop playing, bro. Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Gun smoke, gun smoke. Biggie Smalls for mayor, the rap slayer. Bro, I'm killing y'all. I'm killing y'all. I gotta scream it like R. Kelly. What y'all doing? You're killing me. Bro, I gotta say it like the boy kills. You're killing me. Y'all killing me. I'm killing y'all. Kamal Oz, $5. Bud trying to little boy boost. Oh my God. Shout out to my boy Kamal helping keep me on track. Okay. It's unreasonable why Canelo and the boxing public are telling him Canelo Bud makes sense. Fight boots. Yeah. I co-sign that. In fairness, Ego Ortiz was a better fight, but Crawford was a better card. That's stupid though. That's a dumb comment. Of course, it's a better card when they put money in it and they have PBC fighters. Of course, that's the dumbest. That's probably one of the dumbest comments I've read today. Why wouldn't it be a better card when you had two PBC fighters that are ranked and known, Pitbull and Rayo? Then you had a top ranked guy versus this big African Congo dude, right? Of course, you got that. Golden Boy only has their own stable because they're not being given the red carpet treatment. So that was just redundant to even say. Y'all just say stuff because you like to talk. Talking about, oh, it's a better undercard. First of all, I never said it wasn't a better undercard. We talking about main event for main event. And the point I'm making is you put all this money trying to make Crawford pop and he didn't have a better main event than Virgil Ortiz, Boachuk. So if you're going to argue with something, argue that and prove me wrong that Crawford Madrimov was a better fight at 154 than the 154-pound fight that I just seen last month Saturday with Virgil Ortiz and Boachuk. Yeah, shout out to the Flats, man. Yeah, Bay Area. Feel me? 707, say it backwards. Y'all just be saying anything, dog. They want me to be wrong so bad, but they can't make me wrong. Bro, Crawford is not responsible for that. That's this like the dumbest logic. If you gave, bro, you could give Helen Keller and Ray Charles that same undercard, and it would have been a good undercard. Stop playing. You see them fights in Thailand where they got like this one bigger midget and then a smaller midget. You could have put the same undercard on that, and it would have still been an undercard. It would be a good undercard. So what does that have to do with Crawford's star power? And here, I'll raise you this. Give Canelo that card. What if Canelo had that card? What if Gervonta Davis had that card? What y'all talking about? Give somebody like that already got their own star power and they already make banger fights and they already superstars. Give them that same card and then tell me that they don't do better and have more traction than Crawford Madrimov. See, y'all not asking the real questions. I am. Give Canelo Pitbull Rayo, Jared Anderson Bacoli, David Morrell on the undercard and all that. Bro, anybody with that card would be better than most undercards. Just because you had multiple personalities and multiple promotional companies working together. Anybody with that card would have at least been better. And here's the thing. Crawford Madrimov was not the best fight on the card. How about that? It was cool, but it wasn't the best. So when I say bad business, Bud, check it. You were with PBC and people were tapping in to the Errol Spence Crawford fight. You fled to Turkey and then a lot of people on their knees and they like, oh man, Turkey saved us, saved boxing, blah, blah, blah. By what? Like how did he save boxing? What are we talking about? Second, here's the other issue. And notice there's been a couple since I've started this stream, there's been a couple of people who have seemingly act like they disagree, but they're not really disagreeing with what I'm saying. So watch, that trend will continue when I lace this point. So the other issue is this. Bad business, Bud. Let's get back to it. Bad Business Bud. Terence Crawford, he's at the end of his career, right? He said he wants big names. The guy he's been calling out the most is Canelo. Oh, yeah. The guy you're working with, Turkey Al-Sheikh, is currently engaged in a pissing contest with Canelo Alvarez. Not only Canelo Alvarez, he's doing interviews, and in the interview at the Virgil Ortiz Boachuk, which was a better fight than Crawford's fight, Turkey says, I will not work with Tszyu. So let me get this straight. Crawford will be 37 next month. He's looking for big fights and big opportunities and big paychecks, I'm assuming, and two reasonable names in the division. Well, actually, one's not in the division, but one is in the division that has a brand. His father fought people. We've been watching Tszyu, get out of his father's shadow and make a name for his own self. And we like the way Tszyu fights. And Crawford has talked about wanting to fight Tszyu in the past, right? This is two names for Crawford that are now being ruled out and taken off the table. For what? Because Turkey doesn't like how Canelo said this and that, or Tszyu's team this and that, and then you now make it a public issue and potentially burn that bridge for a long time. So explain how this is of benefit to Terence Crawford. See, the Bud Buddies are extremely weak. They're extremely weak. They want to help Crawford, but by trying to denounce what I'm saying, they actually hurt Crawford. And that's what I'm exposing. I'm exposing the flaw. I'm asking you a direct question. Give me a direct answer. How does it benefit Terence Crawford to have viable names that would be good fights? I don't even like the Canelo fight. Y'all know that, right? Viable names taken off the table because Turkey is like beefing with them or their teams or whatever. How is that beneficial to Crawford at this stage of the game? So, yeah, Bad Business Bud, I guess it sticks. That's like if you had a girlfriend and every time you go out, she was like getting into arguments, like somebody would like be looking, but not nothing aggressive, not anything perverse, not anything like over the top. And then she starts, what are you looking at? Oh, da, 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 da. My boyfriend will you up. You see what I'm saying? Now your girlfriend is becoming a liability because every time you go out, now you got to fight or almost fight because she's getting you into some. Do you understand the analogy? You're walking to the movies. A group of three guys are walking outside of the movies. And then the guy brushes your shoulder on accident a little bit. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. And you're like, yeah, of course you're sorry. My boyfriend. And then now you got to fight three dudes. And it's not about being a punk or being scared. One man shouldn't really have to fight three dudes in a street fight. And it's something so simple that it could have been like handled in a better way, like just amicably, and everyone goes on their own way. Like there's people out there like that where if you're with them and you're around them, it puts you in a bad light because like this person got road rage but you in the car with them. So they got road rage, somebody up the stick because they road raged, but you part of it. Now you know what I'm saying? Like a bullet ain't got no name on it. So I don't see how this is a benefit to Terence Crawford to be eliminating any names that are remotely reasonable. Joaquin said, "Oh man, I got an uncle like that." But that's what I'm saying. You okay, so you kick it with your uncle and let's say he drunk or something like that, and then now he creating friction and then now you're part of it. That's family. So you got to ride with the family. But it's like something that could have been otherwise avoided. That's the point I'm making. And again, the Bud Buddies get mad and they say, "Oh, Ego, your channel sucks and this and you suck." And um somebody said I had a fake beard. Like just goofy stuff, bro. Any man that's staring at my beard and all that weird stuff, like what? What? These dudes is something like something wrong with them. It's the people that need Turkey's money that are doing the butt kissing, Ego. That's facts. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so people have no like to me, they have low self-esteem, low to no integrity. If everybody needs money to a degree, you know, it's a tool. Money is a tool. But if you do anything for money, I can't look at you the same. Like you gonna let if you black, you gonna let someone call you the N word because they comping your rooms or something. Like I'm not saying that nobody did that here. I'm just saying in general, like that's an example. That's an example. You gonna let somebody like insult you and degrade you and treat you less than human because they got money. I'm not with that. Ain't nobody finna do that to Boxing Ego. I don't need. I'm not pressed for nothing that bad. Where I need money so bad where I abandon my morals or I gotta let somebody, you know what I mean, coax me into doing something that I don't want to do, or it's just not, it's not gonna happen, bro. Bud should be fighting better names than Madrimov and Avanesian at this point of his career. Bad business, Bud. And again, when I make the static videos, the Bud Buddies do a bunch of this. They got so much to say. Where are they? I'm waiting for them. So you can see how stupid their rebuttals really are, how stupid it is. That I'm asking great questions, direct questions. They won't give me a direct answer. It's always when Ego says stuff, they'll say, "Oh, you're a hater." Oh, Ego thinks about Bud every day. That's what's up. Answer the question now. They refuse to answer it because they know they have nothing. If you had a great justification or a great reply, you would just do that. You wouldn't even be talking about me and oh, your channel sucks and you hate, but none of that's necessary. Prove me wrong. So Crawford Madrimov flopped. I knew it was gonna flop, but I waited for it to flop. So now I can come out and say it flopped. It's reported Bud is in negotiations for unification for Fundora. What's the problem? Bro, it's not reported. You reported that. What are you talking about? Show me give me a credible link to anybody that said Fundora is in negotiations with Bud. What's the problem? See, I try to let you slide, but it's apparent you don't want to be here. So now you're on the clock. You have 1 minute on the clock. King G boxologist, since you're the boxologist, send me a credible link to a credible newsprint and deadline writer that says that Fundora is in negotiations to fight Bud. Once again, this is what the Bud Buddies do. They lie. I don't lie to make a point. So the onus is on you. You made the statement. Good luck. You got 1 minute to send me a credible link to a website that we can all agree in this chat is an authority and a credible website that said Bud is in negotiations with Sebastian Fundora. Because last time we heard, Errol Spence was in negotiations with Fundora. These dudes are pure idiots. I told you. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I have to destroy the Bud Buddies. They are bad for the sport of boxing because anybody who is willing to, instead of just admitting the truth, Like, oh, ego's cooking, he's making sound points. I don't know, and just letting it be that. This is how they always go out. They want to crash out. Hey, how much time he got? I still ain't seen the article. Business Brain, how much time he got? He still ain't sent no article showing that Bud is it. And the funny thing is, I cover boxing and get paid to cover boxing. I ain't never heard nothing about Bud being in negotiations August of 2024 to fight Fundora. And this is my job to know. Hold on. These dudes are so idiotic. I get paid to be here. Like this, I'm getting paid for. I report on boxing. I know boxers. I know trainers. I covered fights, hundreds of fights. I get paid to know my job. And he just said it. And then hey, block him. Get him out of here, bro. Told you, waste of time. He talking about Bud is in negotiation with Fundora. I told you, just making up. I guarantee you, if I hit up Samson Lukowicz right now, he'll say that's cap. He ain't no motherfucker negotiate. Hey, okay, hold on. This is how stupid the see. This is why I didn't want to do this, but y'all made me. This is how stupid the Bud buddies are. If you just fought Madrimov and cleared Madrimov, and now you're miraculously in negotiations with Fundora, here's a question: why didn't you just fight Fundora first for the title? He's a bigger name. So why would you fight 11 fight Madrimov if it was so easy to get negotiations and try to secure the Fundora fight? Why didn't you do that for your first fight at 154 instead of an 11 fight guy that nobody knew in America? This is the Bud Buddy logic. I'm telling you. Listen to what I just said. They say I talk a little fast. You listen real fast. I ain't got to slow down if you catch up. If you're now in negotiations to fight, why didn't you fight Fundora first? That's a bigger fight, better, bigger branded name, more known than 11 fight Madrimov. Yeah, but he the boxingologist. He a mixologist off that drink. And then look, Cash Crypto said, I seen an interview with Samson. He said Bud can wait. Arrow's a more lucrative fight for his fighter. That's what I'm saying. These dudes be lying. And if you support liars in boxing, you're not going to like me. Just we can go our separate way. Do not watch my channel. Go endorse liars. That's what you want. Go to that side. Dudes just be making up stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna ask once again. I'm still waiting for a Bud Buddy to muster up some energy and courage to explain how this makes sense. Bud is asking, hold on, is Bud calling out Canelo for the last year at least? Yes or no? See, this is where I got to get real surgical. Is Bud Crawford calling out Canelo and saying he'll fight him at 168 in the last year or so? Yes or no? Is Bud calling out Canelo to fight, saying that's the end game, that's the fight he wants? 168, yes or no? Cap or facts? Shout out to Kamal Oz. Facts. So I'm going to ask you brain dead Bud buddies one more time. Since we know that Bud is calling out Canelo, saying he can beat him, and he's doing interviews with the Porterway podcast, saying stuff like, oh, man, if Canelo thought he could beat me, why don't you blah, blah, blah? Then what sense does it make that the guy you're working with is currently beefing with Canelo Alvarez publicly, Turkey? How does that make sense? How does that get you any closer to your fight? Canelo is like saying his piece, Turkey's responding and saying his piece. So you teaming up with this guy, Turkey, if your end game is Canelo, it is hurting you because him and Canelo aren't seeing eye to eye and he's in charge of the money. So once again, expect Top Rank 2.0 for Bud's career. Where the big fights elude him. You left PBC for what? Madrimov? To get overpaid? To have a flop LA show? And then now you're in the same position. And then now your person, Turkey, is ruling out certain names, saying, I will not work with Tszyu. I will not work with Canelo. Okay, don't work with them. But that's two names that the public might want to see Crawford fight. Not necessarily myself, but the public. And you're just discounting that because you don't like the way they get down. It's bad. That's bad business. That's bad business, bro. Imagine if you're trying to get a job and then your friend, while you're trying to get the job, they talking about all the drugs you did recreational to the job. Like, that's not going to increase your chance of getting the job if they start telling too much. You see what I'm saying? Like, if anything, they could hurt your chances of getting the job because they're like, man, back when Chris was on PCP, and they're like, wait, what do you mean PCP? And then the interviewer's like, hold on, like you talking too much. You making it you making the chances slimmer. Ruling out biggest fights. Bud is terrible at business. Turkey is an egomaniac. It has to be his way only. Boom. Okay. So when I say these things and I'm keep saying these things, now you guys understand it. And now I feel good that I'm not the only one that can see that that's not a smart play. Not a smart play at all. You want to fight Canelo, and then the guy that you work with that's in charge of the money is beefing with Canelo. Like, if you want to sign the G Unit Records, but then you live with Ja Rule, that's not going to work out. You see what I'm saying? If Ja Rule is your roommate and friend, but then you want to sign a G Unit, it's not going to work out. 50 detests Ja Rule. Hey, it's something special, man. You got to do something, baby. It's not going to work out. Do you understand? You are a rapper, an aspiring rapper that lives with Ja Rule, and you consider him to be your good friend. Early 2000s, 50 Cent, G Unit, the hottest stuff out. You want to sign to 50 Cent, but you currently are friends with and live with Ja Rule, then that goes your chance because we know how politics and the business work. They not. Why would 50 sign you, and then you could be a spy for Ja Rule? What would I be without you? Holla, holla. Facts. Facts. It ain't even a question how my dough flows. I'm good to these bad It's Z the people. Bitch better have my money for show before they go running their mouth. Promote how I be they bag out. Go ahead, let it out. I leave them with no doubt. Toss, bro. You can't kick it with VG. He said 50 retired job. Hey, you ain't lying with that. But that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna work out. You're signed. It must be the air that got me like that. If it get any fatter, man, the rule go have to get at her. And all situations don't matter. I come to make you smile in the freakiest manner. J to the L-O. Hello. No, I'm not Lee Harvey. Bro, you can't be kicking it with Ja Rule trying to sign to 50. You either want to, like, and here's the thing. Hold on, bro. Bad business, Bud. Oh, my gosh. You are a free agent, sir. You are a free agent. You are a free agent, meaning Canelo is definitely a boss and he can kind of like do things. You were a free agent and then you team up with Turkey and then Turkey's beefing with Canelo. So you damn near was better off as a free agent. because then you can just bounce where you want. But you got in bed with the Saudis, and then now you could kiss that fight goodbye. D block, la da da, da da. Bro, in the words of Jada Kiss and Sheik Luch, you could kiss that fight goodbye. D block. Now Canelo is not messing with you, bro. It is what it is. And then now who's Bud gonna fight? And then it looked dumb. Oh my God. Let's talk about how dumb this looked. Turkey said he want to make Virgil Ortiz Crawford. Virgil Ortiz already had a tough fight. Bro, what is going on? How are you organizing these things? Listen, I've been in boxing long enough to understand how this works. If you want to make a mega fight, you don't put so tough a task in front of a fighter to the point where it messes up the bag. This is all these people are doing. They say, oh, I want Deontay Wilder to fight Joshua. Then you put him in front of Joseph Parker, former champion, who beats him. Then you say, okay, I want to make Deontay Wilder versus Jared Big Baby Anderson. Yeah. Then you put him in there with a 300-pound Chinese dude that's southpaw that can scrap Zelle, and he knocked Wilder out. It's over. So now Wilder Joshua is looking doubtful. Wilder Anderson don't look like it. And then now, okay, Wilder still being a former champion, a proven guy. Maybe you could have still salvaged, let's say, like a Jared Anderson fight. You put Jared Anderson with this big Congo African. Did we get him? Fun none away. Umbalesha. Uwalalesha. Umbalesha. Uwalalesha. You put him in there with this big African dude, and he get dropped 3 times and stop. Umbalesha. Uwalalesha. Umbalesha. Uwalalesha. Umbalesha. Bro, it's the dumbest thing. And then you say, oh, Turkey, you save boxing. Bro, you need to save these fighters before they lose so you can make the match you said you was going to make. What y'all talking about? Y'all corny. Y'all some butt kissers. Everything I'm saying is gold. Talking about you save boxing, but these matchups, people are getting slaughtered before they even get to the matchup that we said we wanted. People said Deontay Wilder versus Jared Big Baby Anderson. Who cares now? Wilder's off a knockout loss. Jared Anderson's off a knockout loss. Is that a big fight now? Is that the fight y'all want to see now? Wilder off of 2 losses, 1 being a stoppage, and then Jared Anderson got cooked by Bacoli. Then Turkey say, oh, I want Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford. He say this before the fight. Virgil Ortiz didn't even clear Boachuk good. Who want to see Crawford and Virgil Ortiz when he didn't even clear Boachuk, who people don't even think is as good as Crawford? Somebody got to make this make sense. That's why I'm telling you, boxing is a business, but it's not a game. This ain't a game where you just have money, throw it around, and just start making matchups with no real trajectory, with no real like game plan or path. That's not how this stuff works. That's why if you look at the situation with the Riyadh season, it's looking clunky and it's looking very disjointed. We might not get Wilder Joshua, and even if we did, it's not the same fight that it should have been. Wilder, Jared Anderson, Crawford, Virgil Ortiz is not like looking like the fight to make based on Virgil getting dropped twice. Madrimov just lost. What are we talking about, bro? And you guys are groveling like these are the best fights ever. Two lucrative names for Crawford have been ruled out, Canelo and Tszyu. And then the Bud Buddies, the buffoons, they'll be like, "Oh, ego, you're tripping." Yeah, all right. I'm even though I'm speaking clearly, y'all acting like what I'm saying don't make sense. All right. So I don't see it. I don't see what the even vision is. And here's the thing: somebody said, "Oh, Turkey and the Saudis, they got so much money, they don't care about losing." That's cap. Ain't nobody. If you've ever met anybody with money, there comes a time. Well, obviously, some people have more money to lose, but ain't nobody like to lose money. Stop. You guys are goofy. You guys ain't never lived no life, and y'all just echo chambers repeating BS. There's nobody who likes to lose large sums of money. Like, there's people that, like, let's say like Ryan Garcia. Okay, he's a multimillionaire. You think he like going to play poker and he down 10 million. He down 5 million. Ain't nobody like that. It's not, I'm not saying he can't recover from it or he can't re-up the 5-10 million, but ain't nobody like losing 100,000, let alone 1 million, 2 million plus, blah, blah, blah. So y'all cap. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Per usual. Talking about they got unlimited money to the point where they don't care. Somebody gonna care at some point. Y'all just be talking. So I'm not understanding. Like, I don't have anything against Turkey. I never met the dude, but my thing is, there's a lot of glazing and like he changed the landscape. Putting fights in Saudi Arabia, that's good for the kingdom. That's good for the the economy in Saudi. Most people couldn't even afford to travel to that in times of recession and higher like grocery prices and stuff like that. So that doesn't boost America. And then your first foray in America was the Crawford fight, and it was over exaggerated. It was a bloated card. It was an 11-hour card. People didn't seem thrilled with like the top three fights. Crawford Madrimov, I think people expected more. You wasted and spent too much money and lost money. You see what I'm saying? So like, y'all act like this was the most impressive thing. PBC for sure has put on better shows than that. That felt like bigger events. I mean, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Tank versus Frank Martin was better than Crawford Madrimov, like by a lot. Like in terms of like getting my money, Frank Martin tried. He came out with a good game plan. He couldn't like sustain the Tank pressure. Tank got with him, blasted him out of here, and then did a backflip. That, I mean, it was what the camera angles were better. The main event was better. The style in which they came out, like Frank Martin didn't come out scared. Madrimov, I understood it because I understand boxing, but he was just he was doing a lot of feints, but he was so inexperienced where he needed to incorporate more offense with the feints. Frank Martin had a sense of purpose of like kind of a game plan, him and Derek James, of what they wanted to do. Bro, Turkey, this is what happens when you get people who aren't from the soil that come in and think like, oh, I'm just gonna do this my way or how I think. Listen, there are so many misconceptions with America, it's not even funny. For example, I live in Northern California, the Bay Area. When I tell people that I live in Northern California, the Bay Area, they say, oh, you probably go to Hollywood sign and blah, blah, blah. California is so big. I live 7 hours away from the Hollywood sign being up north. You see what I'm saying? But if you're not from here, you might not know that. You don't know that for me to get to LA from NorCal, it's a 6.5 hour drive. It's obviously it's only an hour, 45 minutes, hour if you fly. But the drive is like the fastest I've ever got to LA is like 5 hours in like 15 minutes or something driving. And I went early in the morning and there was no traffic. There was nobody stopped on the grapevine, blah, blah, blah. But that's what I'm saying. When you're not from here, you don't know these things. You think the Hollywood sign's right up the block from me because you don't know about America. You don't know about California, blah, blah, blah. That's what was apparent. You thought you could just put Crawford Madrimov as the main event and then throw some Mexicans on the card with some names, and then LA was going to turn out in like the Mexicans, the essays, the Vatos, La Raza was just going to come out and with other people, black, white, whatever, and make it into this big event. You dig? But it don't work like that. Like you would have been better off, like I said before the fight, before the numbers came out, you would have been better off putting Pitbull Rayo as the main event and having Crawford as like the third fight or the second fight. But they're trying to late in the game, they're trying to change Crawford into like a money making guy, skilled guy. Yes, nobody's doubting that. But you're trying to turn him to the money man. It just doesn't happen like that. Like I have interviews with Tank that date back. Like I'm talking about probably I think it was the week. I don't know what fight we were in Vegas, but I got an exclusive interview with Gervonta Davis. And this was like the week after he beat Jose Pedraza. So I've literally watched Tank blossom into this star. That Pedraza fight was a while ago. That was like a long time ago, for real, for real. Like probably like pushing 8-10 years. PBC, they like, because remember, Tank was the co-feature. Badu Jack was the main event with James DeGale, and he knocked his teeth out. Fast forward to 2019, another Tank fight I went to in Atlanta. Tank was the main event fighting Gamboa, and Badu Jack fought Jean Pascal on the undercard. So over the course of those years, the roles were reversed, where Tank was a co-feature because he was on the way up, but then he had started getting so much traction over the years. People loved the way he fights. Tank became the guy, and then Badu Jack was fighting on his undercard. You see? So Bud has not been branded in the same fashion, put before the public's eyes, yada, yada, yada. He's made incorrect decisions, in my opinion. And now you think because Turkey is the money man and he got money to throw at it, that you just come to America and wash all that away, wash away all these sins and poor choices and re-signing the top rank and put money behind him. And they're like, oh, it's delusional. I'm telling you, it's delusional. It's like, you ever see, remember when Bruce Lee died? I mean, I wasn't alive for it, but I know my history. But anybody who's old enough to remember when Bruce Lee died, he had all these knockoffs. I mean, I studied Bruce Lee. So Bruce Lee, when he died, it left a void because he was like he was like a super pioneer for martial arts and films, and like it was a huge void left. So what happened was when Bruce Lee died, you had a lot of imposters, and their names were like Bruce Lee, L-E, or Bruce Lie, like they would spell it Bruce Lee or Bruce L-I. And it was just, and they tried to have the bowl cut like Bruce Lee, and they were trying to like basically fill that gap and like make cheap karate movies and almost like trick people into probably thinking that these were other Bruce Lee projects. Do any of y'all know what I'm talking about? Any martial arts fans? I'm giving y'all a history lesson. Bro, you had like knockoff great value Bruce Lees that emerged because of because and this is what always happens. This will always happen. When Drake came over, like when Drake started making noise in the industry, there was a lot of people who was trying to rap like Drake, you know. You know, and it was like rapping and trying to sing and he brought more of that in, like because it was hot and people always mimic what's hot. It's what it is. So you had the Bruce Lee knockoffs and when Drake at his peak when he first came in and stuff, you had people rapping and singing and trying to put the auto tune to sound like Drake or certain producers like Pharrell, people trying to make their beats like the Neptunes or make your beats like Dr. Dre with the pianos or make a beat that sound like a Timberland beat, but they were all knockoffs, right? So the point I'm getting to, none of them knockoffs actually are superior to the real thing. Like none of these Bruce Lee imposters went on to become bigger than Bruce Lee. You see what I'm saying? None of these Drake spin-off people who kind of bit lasted longer than Drake. Or none of these producers went on to do a Beats by Dre like Dr. Dre did. So basically the knockoff over time faded, right? And I want you guys to understand, like, it's not easy to create a superstar like Justin Bieber. You know, when Justin Bieber came out, he was a phenom. Justin Bieber is a phenom with a little cut, baby, baby, you, right? So I'm sure they start signing up kids. Or remember when Bow Wow came out, and then Lil Romeo, and then everybody who had a kid was trying to get their kid to rap because Bow Wow was going platinum and stuff. Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Where my dogs at? Bark with me now, bro. When Bow Wow came out, I remember Bow Wow came out, and then all of a sudden you seen an influx of little kids was rapping all out of nowhere. A bunch of kids was started rapping. The point is, most of the time in those circumstances, the knockoff, the great value version, ain't go like ain't gonna surpass the original. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, you can throw money at it trying to make the next Justin Bieber, trying to make the next Chris Brown, but we'll see. You know, you trying to turn Crawford into a tank at age 37. Good luck with that. And then like the other thing, he not really cooperating for real, for real. He not giving you better promotion now. And that's the problem with Crawford. That's the problem with Crawford is like he don't mind wasting people money. He don't mind wasting people money at all. And like, let's say you didn't like PBC. Okay, you love Turkey, then do it for Turkey. Go a little bit harder with the promotion to make Turkey and whoever else look good. But don't give you that. He just give you a great fight, you know, skill fight, and that's it. And he keep it moving, collect his paycheck. So I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't see the vision. And then like that's your first fight in America. Like, where's Kamal? Is Kamal here? Kamal Oz, you still in the building? Hey, y'all got to get the lights up. Kamal Oz, are you still in the building? Oh, shout out to Kamal. My other thing is this is like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to read these comments. My bad. I was trying to see what y'all was saying. Who does Crawford fight, bro? That's my thing. And see, the thing that's really concerning is you have a lot of butt kissers in boxing, and they're like, "Oh, Turkey," and they groveling, and they're like worshiping Turkey. What to each his own, whatever, right? Like Turkey, he gonna give Shakur Stevenson a nickname. He's like, I will call him Shakur the Outlaw. I'm telling you right now, I'm not calling Shakur no outlaw. Where did it even come from? Where did that? I'm not calling. Hey, dead homies. I'm not calling Shakur no outlaw. I don't even think that fits him. I promise you, I'm not calling him that. Y'all can call him that. If somebody gonna get mad at me, oh, ego, it sounds cool. Yeah, it sounds cool to you. I'm not calling him no outlaw. What? What is he an outlaw of? He ain't Bonnie and Clyde, Jesse James. Like, who is he? Like, what you mean outlaw? Somebody say his nickname outlaw because he running. They said he running from the law. I'm not calling him that, bro. I don't care. Like how, bro? You got fighters who are just now they want to get on that good side of that turkey money, like media fighters. They so desperate to get on the good side, like Turkey's good side, that they just accepting anything. Like Golden Boys, like yeah, Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford, bro. If Golden Boy really wanted to make Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford, you could have done it long before Turkey came around into the picture. They don't want, so if anything, you basically might cash your fighter out on Crawford because Turkey paying, and you just want to work with him and get that, that bonus or whatever. You want that plug, bro. You got so many people doing so many weird things, and like Shakur, you letting another man call him outlaw and give him a nickname. I thought his nickname was Sugar. And nobody else is asking questions but me and Canelo. This is crazy. This is crazy. Bro, Shakur's nickname is Sugar, and now it's Outlaw. You a sugary outlaw. I'm not calling you that. That sounds sus anyway. Sugary outlaw? Hey, bro. Hey, dead homies, that sound crazy. That sound crazy. His real nickname is Sugar. You a sugary outlaw. That's your nickname. I'm not calling no man delicious and like delicious, bro. Shakur, they gonna call him Shakur. Some milk and cookies. I'm not saying none of that, bro. I'm not saying milk and cookie. Him downstairs where the cookies and where Bernie Mac at? Bro, I'm not calling him Shakur to get some milk and cookies. Y'all can call him that if y'all want. I'm not calling him sugary outlaw and all that. Nah. Shout out to oh man. Shout out to Jeremy Austin. Shakur can fight, but I ain't calling him outlaw. Bro, what? Jeremy Austin, appreciate you. Yeah, the sugary outlaw. Nah, I'm straight. Him down, stand with the cookies to get some milk and cookies. Shakur shawarma. Hey, this man said Suge Light. Hey, blood, come on, bro. Y'all gotta stop. The man said Suge Light. I'm done. I'm not calling him none of these things that y'all saying. But like where my thing is this. Where did that even come from? Like what about Shakur's fighting style made you like on Top Gun, they'd be like Iceman and Maverick. Those are some cool names. And like if you know the definition of what Maverick means and what Iceman, like that makes sense. Why do you want us to call Shakur Stevenson outlaw? I'm so curious. How is he an outlaw? Like what? Like where you just said something that you thought was cool, bro? Turkey think this is wrestling. You just come up with Stone Cold Steve Austin, down, and that's the bottom line, bro. Outlaw is so random, bro. He thought it was WWE. I don't know what. I don't even know where this came from. Shakur the Snake Stevenson. Bro, what is this? Fake Jake the Snake? Somebody said he the outlaw because of Tupac. Does Turkey even know about the outlaws in Tupac? Like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know that. You just saying that. So Turkey listened to Tupac Shakur. Y'all tripping. Bro, you need to outlaw them fans that was walking out in Newark. How about that? Them fans that was walking out prematurely. Outlaw that. I don't know. I'm not calling Shakur that. Y'all can worship Turkey and call Shakur the outlaw or whatever. Enjoy. Okay, that's where it comes from, Tupac Shakur. Okay, so what about, I understand Shakur, okay, you were named after Tupac. So now he's, what is he like? How's he like the Outlaws? Like, this is just getting weird now. Okay, so Tupac was talking about thug life. Shakur has been a talented boxer since he was a kid. What are we talking about? What, like, what is similar about Shakur to Death Row in the 90s? I'm not understanding. So you just pick any name. So I'm just gonna be like, all right, Caleb the Python plant. Like, why am I calling him that? Caleb, Caleb the Python plant. Like what? Like, bro, y'all think this is wrestling? I'm so done. All right, I'm just start naming all the fighters then. Keyshawn the Destroyer Davis, whatever. I'm gonna just start. Listen, I'm gonna make my own names up for the fighters. Gervonta Grenade Davis. We just do it like that then. I'm gonna do like Turkey. I'm gonna do like Turkey. I'm gonna start naming the fighters. Shakur the Shakedown Stevenson. Anthony Gray Poupon Joshua. Yeah, let me name the fighters. I'm gonna name them. Caleb Cool for the barbecue plant. Facts. Bro, Keyshawn, wasn't he smoking weed? Bro, I'm calling him Keyshawn Kush Davis. Hold on. The boy was smoking weed, he got the no contest. Hold on. Yeah. Listen, Keyshawn was smoking that tree. He was smoking that. Oh, wait. Bro, I'm calling him Keyshawn Kush Davis. We making up the nicknames. This was smoking weed, and he got his fight reversed. And it got taken off. He got his win rejected and turned to a no contest. So he Keyshawn Kush Davis did. Ryan Osterine Garcia. What's popping? I'm making the nicknames now. Bazooka Joe Smith. Facts. We make the names here now. Tio, do I still got it? Lopez. Facts. Or Tio Fibo. We got J Lo Senior. Yeah. I'm gonna make some nicknames out this month. Somebody say Ryan Royds Garcia. That's funny. Oster Ryan Garcia. Yeah, we coming up with some good nicknames. I like these. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Naoya Juntao Inoue. Yeah, I'm gonna make the nicknames up. Bro, he dyed his hair blonde. He on that Juntao. 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 Bro, I remember when Inoue had his hair dyed blonde. So I'm gonna call him Juntao then. We gonna do it like that. We gonna make up some nicknames then. Nah, Osterine Garcia, all that. Yeah. Name some old school boxers. Mike the Megalomaniac Tyson. Like what Cut told me, oh, I was a megalomaniac. I couldn't get in control of my emotions. I was a bro. Mike is Mike the Megalomaniac Tyson from the Catskill. I just want to. I want his heart. I want to eat his kid. I'm hungry. It's like when I met with Turkey, I told him, yeah, give me some hominy grits. Yeah, give me a turkey burger and some Holyfield. Yeah, I want. That's how Mike Tyson would do it. Mike Tyson would do it like that. Mike the Megalomaniac. Bro, what's Bob Arum nickname? Oh, hold on. Bob get the when Bob when he went off on the reporter and he was like, shut him. He was like, shut the little prick. Bro, that was one of the funniest moments in modern boxing history when Bob Arum went off on the reporter and turned his head so quick, his head almost snapped and said, shut the little prick. Derek, he was like, Derek, get him out of here. bro, bro, Bob Arum is Goonie. Yeah, shout out to Bob. Bro, Bob is the mob. Mob Arum. Bro, he said, Derek, get him out of here. Bro, he got the henchman on him. That was so funny. That was so funny when he did that. Bernard Milk Dud Head Hopkins. Hey, y'all gotta chill, bro. Y'all tripping. I don't know. Anyway, back to this Crawford and Turkey thing. I don't see it. I don't see it. You gonna have to show me. Show me. Because you gave away tickets. Bro, I know so much about that event. There were people that were there to see Eminem only. See, and this is what I'm saying. Y'all be like, oh, this is great for boxing. How? How is it great for boxing when you lured people in with Eminem and they didn't even know they were there for a boxing show? Bro, that's like Ponzi scheme level. There were people that I got the email, bro. They said they could only they said that they could only stay for the Eminem portion. Then they emailed them and said they could stay longer for the main event. They tried to bring in more people for the M&Ms because they didn't want it to look abysmal in that big ass, stadium. So they were giving away, they were letting in people for free. Eminem even posted it on his Instagram. Bro, you're basically tricking people to go to a Crawford show. That's crazy. Shout out to Gino the Great. Block him. Yeah, get him out of here. He wasn't that great. Get him out of here, bro. And man, Gino the Great. Who the is that? I feel like Conor McGregor. Who the is that? Who is that? I've never even heard of you, cut. Bro, why would I debate some peanut head dude that I've never even heard of before? These dudes be so desperate. Oh, yeah, I'll debate you. And no, you won't. Bro, you have to understand my time is money. I get paid for this. What's in it for me? So you can say something stupid that we know is cap? Bro, there's nothing you can say. Crawford is not a budding and booming star at age 37. There's nothing you can say. You can say he's a great fighter, but I say he's a great fighter. They want to debate for the sake of debating. Listen, give me a pre-debate. I'll debate with you. Give me a pre-debate. Tell me he's a huge star in boxing, but they were giving away tickets for free. Block Sensei 24. We don't care what you're talking about either. Yeah, you're gonna be right down there with them eggshells. Block Sensei. They be so pressed. I don't care. But the funny thing is, I get paid. I don't care if you here. You don't have to be here. Shout out to Kamal in broad daylight. Rock 'em. Blocked. Like I said, they say they want to debate, but they don't have nothing to say. You don't have nothing to change my mind with. Because you would have said that. That would have been the first thing you said. Um, so I don't think it's wise for Turkey beefing with Canelo and Tszyu. Why are you okay? Crawford linked with Turkey in the hopes of getting big fights. But now that you've linked with Turkey, you're going to get paid good or whatever you guys arranged there. But what's up with the big fights when he's saying he's not doing business with Canelo or Tszyu? So that's two options. So, okay, hold on. Some of you guys are dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Listen. Terence Crawford left PBC, did business with Turkey. Turkey's beefing with Canelo, and he's saying he doesn't want to do business with him or Tszyu. Is that cap or fact? We'll start there. I'm gonna catch that body. Is that cap or fact? The statement. See, I'll just break the statements down into digestible pieces, and you guys can stop me when I'm lying. Crawford, biggest fight was with PBC. He didn't stick with them. Links up with Turkey. Has a Madrimov fight that flops. Alexa, stop. And then now he's a champion with a fight that did similar to what Bob Arum told you about Crawford fights, and it flopped. Okay, so everybody's saying facts. So let me keep going. Alexa, stop. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm about to abuse Alexa. Hold on. Okay. So that's where Crawford's at. So here's the kicker. Canelo's working with who? Oh, right, PBC and Al Heyman. Tszyu's working with who? Oh, right, PBC and Al Heyman. Jermell Charlo works with who? Oh, right, PBC and Al Heyman. Sebastian Fundora works with who? PBC, Samson, and Al Heyman. And so on and so forth. Who is Crawford gonna fight? Let me add to it. Let me add to it. Tszyu is likely to fight, mark this down, Bakram Murtazayev, who just became a champion at 154. Right? If Tszyu wins, which I believe he would win that fight, that matchup, Tszyu's back a champion. So Crawford will be a champion. He is a champion. Tszyu, if he wins and they make that fight, will be a champion again. Errol Spence is likely to fight Fundora. The winner will be a champion. Who's Crawford fight? You guys don't even see the play because you're too stupid and you want me to be wrong, but you're stupid. Then the other reasonable, like from Erickson Lubin to Brian Castano to Charlo, all these other good non-champion fights at 54 are with PBC. Barring Boachuk, who just lost his title, even though I thought he won, and Virgil Ortiz. So when I say bad business bud, it actually makes sense. And then what further makes this pairing with Turkey look asinine is a big, about as big as it can get, and reasonable fight is Boots Ennis versus Terence Crawford. Why won't they make that? So this is going to be a continuation of what we've already seen from DAZN, where they have some players that would be some good fights, but then they never get the fight. Like, remember when Andrade, they kept clout chasing Jamal Charlo for Andrade, but the fight never happened. The fight never happened. So, but and here's the thing is Crawford looked like to most people feel like Crawford looks like he slowed down the touch in the Madrimov fight. You know what I mean? Like it was just more complex than people thought it was going to be. So, what are you going to just keep fighting one time a year and stay out the ring? That don't seem good. Inactivity is not good for anybody. So I don't really see the play. I see PBC's play. They're going to put Tszyu with Bakram, title fight. Tszyu wins. He's a champion. Errol Spence, Fundora, right? Winner of that probably would unify versus Tszyu if he beats Bakram. So in the meantime, while all this is happening, let me know what Crawford will be doing. I'll wait. So what can Turkey give him? Boachuk off of a loss with no belt. Virgil Ortiz off of a win, but people say is a loss because they're not making the Boots fight for whatever reason. And then this is what you guys are praising, saying this is the greatest thing in boxing since sliced bread and all that. I don't see it. Explain how this is the greatest thing when there's a reasonable fight here, which is Boots versus Bud, and I can't get it for I don't know why. He's with Eddie Hearn. You just fought a guy that was with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn's working with Turkey. Crawford's working with Turkey. Why can't I see that? Because that looks to be about the best fight that they can make to me in-house. Instead, they rather clout chase and talk about Canelo. They have no leverage over Canelo, especially at 68. Based on Crawford's last performance with Madrimov, few people even want to see that fight. I'm not saying people wouldn't illegally stream it and like watch it out of curiosity, like they did with Kell Brook versus Triple G. I'm talking about making it a big ticket and like the most bought pay-per-view. That's going to be hard. And then even if you do good numbers, it's because of Canelo. Because Canelo, if he's given somewhat of a name, then he'll do some generous numbers. It's okay to duck because it's Bud. I don't even understand what that means. So this is what I'm saying. A lot of you guys are groupies. A lot of you guys are groveling. A lot of you guys are on your knees, and there's this insane recency bias where whatever happens at the moment in boxing is the hottest thing, and everyone's blah blah blah. You guys did this with Triller, and now I don't even hear no one talking about it. When Marv Nation won the purse bid for Regis Prograis versus Zepeda, you guys are like, this is a great fight. Now I don't hear no one talk about Marv Nation like that. When PBC loses fighters like Vito Milnicki or F.A. Ajagba, you're like, oh, ha, PBC lost. And then I never even hear, I don't even hear you guys talk about the people who are saying that. I don't hear them talk about F.A. Ajagba. So it's this insane recency bias where now the latest flavor is Turkey and what he's attempting to do in like America and all that. But you guys are groveling. I don't see the long-term vision, particularly in America. Whatever you do in Saudi, that's the kingdom. That's something separate. But just so you know, you can pay these people whatever you pay for them. Coming on at like non-prime times in America is not going to build a star. Like Wilder versus Fury, those fights more people watched than Wilder versus Joseph Parker at 3 p.m. Cali time. Bud versus Haney, not realistic to me. How are they going to fight? Bud just moved up to 54. He said it's a challenge to make 54, and Haney's at 140. If Haney moved up, why would he move up to 54? It just sounds crazy. That's what I'm saying. This is the part with boxing. You guys think it's a video game. If Devin moved up, I firmly believe it'd be at 47. All right, hold on. Physical therapy says stop hating. Some weirdos, all because of what he did to Spence. What does this have to do with Spence? This don't have nothing to do with Spence. See, Bud buddies do it like politicians. They want to fear monger and say certain things. Oh, you did this because of what he did to Spence. The Spence fight is over a year ago. It is what it is. He beat Spence. The stuff I'm saying has nothing to do with Spence. But the Bud Buddies being so emotional and beta males, that's their only logic. Oh, you're just saying this. Why would I say this because a fighter beat another fighter? That's what it's boxing, dummy. That's what happens. One guy wins generally and one guy loses. So Bud beat everybody. He's like 41-0. So why would people do this just because he beat one person out of 41? He beat everybody. But this is the narrative, like politicians, that they want to paint because they can't answer ego's questions. So they want to deflect and say, oh, you guys are just saying this because he beat Errol Spence. Bro, he beat everybody. He's undefeated, dummy. This don't have nothing to do with Errol Spence. So is Errol Spence fight he flopped in LA? Like, it's just, again, low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. When in doubt, bring up Errol Spence. We're talking about Bud flopping in LA, the fight being too long a telecast. What are Bud's next options? None of this has anything to do with Errol Spence. You just bringing that up because it makes you feel good or whatever. So anyway, back to it. Once again, before I started, I told you this is how it's going to go. The Bud Buddies, they can't prove me wrong, so they're just going to cause distractions. They're just going to try to cause a scene. The Aerolites, I don't even know what that said. This got to be the same dude. Bud does bad business and can't sell. So anyway, I'm just going to get back to it because these dudes is bums. Who is Crawford going to fight? What is the trajectory for Crawford? I just gave you a very, very likely and logical roadmap to PBC and what they'll do at 54. So what is the roadmap for Crawford at 154? Marino, you sound dumb. He says Bud does bad business and can't sell, but definitely Bud slander. How is it slander if you just said what I just said? Why is it slanderous when Boxing Ego says it, but then you just agreed to it? These can't be, these got to be like NPCs or something. They got to be bots. Explain that. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. We'll see if you survive. You agreed that he does bad business and said he can't sell, but then you said it's slanderous. So, do you know what the word slanderous means? Because that's an oxymoron. If you know what that means, how is it slanderous? But you just agreed to it. See, I don't like when people waste my time, and I don't like when people insult my intelligence. Those two things really grind my gears. You just said it was true, but then you said it's slander, which means if it is in fact slander, libel, defamation, then I lied. So that's an oxymoron. So explain how you agreed to it, but then said I'm being slanderous or we're being slanderous. How Bud do barely 100K with a stack card? That's like me going into a restaurant and saying, man, this place is empty. And then the restaurant's like, oh, you're being slanderous. Do you know what that word means? There's not a single soul in here but me and you. And you said I'm slandering you by saying your restaurant is empty. The level of comprehension and intelligence is not looking so good. If I go into a restaurant and I make an observation that nobody is in this restaurant, it's empty, and that is in fact the case, then how can the restaurant rebuttal and say, "Oh, you're slandering Del Taco," but you just agreed that it was true. So how did I slander Del Taco? Bro, you got 30 seconds to answer. Marino. Bud buddies are dumb as a pair of defective gloves. That's hilarious. You got 30 seconds, my guy. Because again, you can wave the white flag and say you were wrong, or you just get taken out like the rest of them. Because I don't let people waste my time and insult my intelligence. Don't say I'm slanderous, but then you agreed with what I said. That's not slander. But we live in a society of weak men and beta males. Like, oh man, I met Shaquille O'Neal. He was tall. Oh, but what about short guys? I mean, I didn't say nothing about short guys. I said that guy is tall, Shaquille O'Neal, and he is tall. It's not slander. Bashing on the guy ego. We know what's up with Bud about his business and can't sell. I'm agreeing with you, just saying it's all negative talk, even though it's block him. Done. You said I was being slanderous, which means I'm lying, and then now you're trying to back off the block. And you agreed and doubled down that it's the truth. Get him out of here, bro. I don't want to hear these peons. If you want to match wits with Boxing Ego, bring it and bring your best stuff. Don't call me a liar and then agree to what I said. That's not how that works. You can say you don't want to hear it or change the station or something like that, but you can't say I'm being slanderous or so let's say I'm like Johnny murdered this person and they're like that's defamation. But then forensic proves that he murdered the person. That's not defamation. You actually did it. It's crazy. It's crazy that I have to explain this stuff. If I said somebody's a murderer and they said that's defamation, but then the forensic proves that the blood splatter and the fingerprints all matches them, that's not in fact defamation or slander. You actually just did it. Bud can't sell here in America. You either agree or you don't agree. But if you don't agree, then I'll give you some data points that suggest otherwise, and then you'll be forced to agree, and then you'll get blocked that way. I told you, I don't deal with emotions, facts over feelings. You saying, "Oh, it's just a little too negative." Fuck you. How about that? Straight like that. Talking about it's negative. How about that? F you. I'm here to do a job. I do my job like no one else can. If you don't like me keeping it real, then watch another channel. Change the station. I'm not gonna lie because it hurts your weak feelings. Talk like see, that's what I'm saying. Don't y'all can do whatever, but don't insult my intelligence. Please don't. Please don't do that. It's slander, but you're telling the truth. Then you're getting blocked. Shout out to Kyle. Facts. Let me put Kyle on the screen. No Diddy. They just won't admit Bud moves foolish and it's his own fault he's not a household name. That it could all be so simple. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Kyle. It could all be so simple. Instead, they'll say, "Oh, Ego, stop making Crawford videos. Ego, you're a hater. Ego, your channel sucks. Oh, Ego." But they never just admit the most obvious thing to admit that they're wrong and I'm right and I'm the GOAT and I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. It could all be so simple. But hey, go down with the ship. It is what it is. You have no leverage versus Canelo Alvarez at all, especially at 68. He has all the belts except for one, and you can't sell. That gives you and Turkey no leverage. None. And here's the thing. Turkey has a lot of money, they say. But so does Canelo. See, the difference is you could do that with B-sides, B-side Bud. You could do that with people like Bacoli, great fighter, but no one really knows. He's not a household name. So these people, if their teams hear your offer and like the number on the paper and they like the opportunity, they're going to take it. But it's a different level when you're talking about a Gervonta Davis, when you're talking about a Canelo Alvarez, because when you're a boss, when you're a superstar, you don't have to just take any offer. Just think of the best pro athletes of your generation. Kobe Bryant's, Tom Brady's, the whoever, LeBron. They don't have to just go to any team. They're gonna have they're so sought out that they're gonna have some kind of preferential treatment. Where like Kobe be like, man, I don't really want to be with the Charlotte Hornets. I want to make magic with the Lakers. And then you have, you have a little bit of leeway, if you will. Ego was born in the OG hip hop era. Facts. You cooked if you think he is bothered by casual trash talk. Facts. But see, this is the thing. I ain't no little Gen Z like nipple sucker. You know what I mean? We come from a different time before all this social media. So I'm day walker. All of their strengths, none of their weaknesses. I know tech just as good as any of these kids know tech, probably even better. So I know that lane. I know how to set up a stream. I'm not a boomer where I don't know how to set up a stream or see how many people are watching or leave a comment or punch somebody in, a guest or whatever. I could do everything. I'm day walker. But I also come at a time before all this stuff was prominent, when you didn't have social media and information at your fingertips. You had to figure it out. So I'm a different beast. So you're right. Yeah, you think some YouTube comments, bro, imagine being in the streets and getting them comments in the streets. There ain't no like, I don't even know. I might not never meet some of the people that leave comments on the online. But what about when people give you comments and feedback in real life? That's find me there. That's where I'm at. That's where I come from. Where if somebody had feedback or something to say to you, there was only one option, and it was in the physical, not no internet. You could just say some stupid stuff and run off and be under burner accounts. I don't come from that. Don't care about no burner account, bro. Shout out to business brand. But like the other dude said, it could all be so simple. The Bud Buddies, they don't want to be realistic. You people, because Bud is a good fighter, they want to abandon all logic. Everything I'm saying is sound logic. I'm fully cognizant of what I'm saying. I can articulate myself. In fact, I'm the best on this mic. You ain't heard me stutter once. You ain't heard me There's I'm giving you a full show. There's no pauses. There's no like I'm formulating my words. I'm using words. You know what I mean? There's no confusion here. People act like it's not making sense. You team up with Turkey and he's beefing with two people that should be options for you. That's not a good look. Period. Is that cap or fact? Canelo and Tszyu, Bud, he needs viable names with brands to clearly help him sell. And at this stage of his career. So it doesn't behoove you to take names that would otherwise be viable, like Canelo and like Tszyu, and because you have an advisor or whatever his role is, and he wants to be a dictator and he don't like how Canelo did things, and then he has a tantrum, and then he's like, "Oh, I will not do business with Canelo, no business with Tszyu." I mean, that's his option. But if you're representing somebody, you got to think about more than yourself, right? If I engage in a beef because I don't like how somebody said something, but then I'm representing my friend or a client, it's not just my world. See, it's different when you're only representing yourself. You dig? Because when you're only representing you, like you don't have no one else to like. If I want to burn a bridge, I'm burning it just for me. But when you have a client and somebody you're trying to work with, that's a different proposition. Bud, he's not even calling nobody else out but himself. He didn't call out Virgil Ortiz. Turkey did. He not calling out for a fight with Boots. Boots is calling him out. The only name he is calling out frequently is Canelo Alvarez. And then Turkey saying, I'm not working with Canelo. He doesn't understand it. So anyone that doesn't do it your way simply doesn't understand the business. And we'll see how long that works. We'll see how long that lasts, especially when you don't have a full-on roster. You work with Golden Boy and Oscar, you work with Eddie Hearn, but that's their rosters, and you can like funnel money to Queensberry and like, give them money, but you don't actually have a roster outside of maybe Crawford. I don't know if he has his own, roster outside of a guy like Crawford, who's a free agent. So again, what do you do? What do you do? Crawford is at a stage of his career. He shouldn't be eliminating any option, or his representation shouldn't be eliminating any options. Crawford needs as many dance partners that make sense with brands as possible. You shouldn't be removing them from the table. Now let's listen to Eddie Hearn.
Reached out to Canelo and I said, look, His Excellency wants to make the Crawford fight. How do you want to play it? And he said, look, I've got the Belanga fight. I don't really want to talk about another fight yet, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, look, Canelo's Canelo. He's going to do his own thing. And I think His Excellency was frustrated that he couldn't have that conversation to close that fight. And you have to understand the way that they work. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's so abnormally refreshing to walk into a room and close a fight there and then in 10 minutes.
Bro, Eddie Hearn is trying to play the middleman peacekeeper because he likes that turkey money and he's good with Canelo. So he's trying to play the middleman. I don't know how well y'all can hear that. The man just said and confirmed what Canelo told you. Canelo says, I don't want to talk about my next fight and sit down with anybody because I have a fight in September. It's August. Canelo is in the right. He has every right as a 15 plus year pro and an A side to determine if he wants to engage in conversations before his upcoming fight. That's not a far-fetched request. It's like you don't get the horse before the carriage. Or however that goes, carriage before the horse or whatever, right? That's not something that's like shocking. I know I always give Canelo issue with things that like not fighting Benavidez, but that's fair. Canelo saying he wants to get through his next fight before he discusses any other fight. That's not like some strange request. And Eddie Hearn just told on Turkey. He says Turkey he got mad and wanted Canelo to meet with him. And since Canelo didn't, that kind of started it. Bro, what type of stuff it and y'all like, oh, Turkey saved boxing. How is that attitude, this dictatorship type of attitude, saving boxing? Please let me know. When Canelo, who's done more for boxing and in boxing than Turkey, he's been around a lot longer, he's telling you the way it's gonna be. And then because Turkey is used to everybody else holding his hand and like bowing down or, just being easy come, easy go because they need to work with him and they need his money. And in the first sign of quote resistance, you don't like it and get mad and kamikaze a potential Canelo relationship. Can y'all hear me? I don't know what happened. Chat, are y'all still here? I don't know what happened to the chat. Dead homies. Bro, that sounds insane. That sounds insane. Canelo's been here longer. He's a respected boxer. He has every right if he doesn't want to discuss a fight before he's gotten past his other fight. And then Turkey apparently didn't like that because he wants to make fights in 10 minutes. It don't work like that, bro. You can't do that with everybody. You could do that with you who you can do that with. But a guy like Canelo, he seems like he's been fighting since he's 15. He's been in the business so long, he probably wants to do stuff a certain way. See, and that's the thing. I can already see the problems, right? Turkey, he seemed like he wanted, like, I'll talk to the fighter and we'll make the fight. I don't want to, like, he probably don't want to talk to Eddie Reynoso. He want to talk to Canelo directly or something. You see what I'm saying? But it don't work like that. Eddie Reynoso is Canelo's man and manager and trainer and friend. He's not going to just let you cut him out the equation because you want to go directly to him because you have money to throw around. That's what I'm saying. This is what y'all not understanding. This is what you're not understanding about the boxing. So, again, it's not good when you're seeing two egos have a pissing contest. And the funny thing is, Canelo didn't solicit Turkey. Turkey solicited Canelo. So you're kind of beholden to what Canelo wants here. He's the guy with the tenor in the sport of boxing. You're coming to him and you want him to work and do a deal. He already told you, I don't gain nothing from fighting Terence Crawford. And he's right. And I've already went over that. So I don't know about the Benavidez, but we've already talked about that. That's a duck to me. But him saying a crazy number or 150 for Crawford, who cares? I would do that too. You give me some astronomical amount of money that will make me change my mind since I don't get anything from fighting Crawford. So I'm not mad at Canelo. He should have asked for 400 million to fight Crawford. Listen, if people are willing to pay it, then hey, good on you. So Eddie Hearn was trying to look out, but he actually told on Turkey.
Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's so abnormally refreshing to walk into a room and close a fight there and then in 10 minutes. I thought that Canelo might want to close that deal then because there was an opportunity there in a small window to close that fight. I'm sure they'll work together in the future. His Excellency has one thing on his mind: make boxing great again. There's nothing really financial for His Excellency. The only thing he's interested in is making the sport great again and making the biggest fights in the sport. That's it.
So, in layman's terms, has Turkey got the ump with Canelo?
Probably, yeah. More just frustration. Do you know what I mean? Like, look, Turkey respects Canelo. Like, he thinks he's a great fighter, but he, in his mind, the way that he operates is, come on, let's close it now.
Bro, he's telling he's telling Canelo to hurry. Let's close it now. Let's get it done in 10 minutes. Who are these people, bro? Bro, Canelo has been here as a pro since age 15. He's like 30 something, probably 33 or whatever. He earned his stripes. Why he got to make the fight in 10 minutes because someone said they got money and they're throwing around and they really want. See, that's what I'm saying. This is like rich people stuff. This is like rich people stuff. You like, oh, when I try to set up a meeting with you, you take it, type of thing. And I can already see that's going to be a major friction. Canelo's like, I got Bugattis, I got money too. Like, what are we talking about, bro? You talking about I got to make the fight? And again, it's not like Canelo's sitting in a hammock. He's in camp. It's not like he at the beach with his girl or something and he got time and he's just fronting you off. He literally is in camp for Berlanga. Whether you like the fight or respect the fight or not, that's the reality. Canelo got bread too. Like, bro, this ain't gonna work. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. When you have this type of clashing of egos and somebody saying, "Oh, I'm mad at you," you did like, listen, Canelo turned down the fight. He already said that. Eddie Hearn just confirmed it. Turkey immediately started shooting shots at Canelo right after that. And then talking about Canelo, you don't want to fight because you afraid from the Bevo loss. That is not, if you think that's the right approach, then God bless you. That's crazy, bro. Canelo didn't really disrespect Turkey. He didn't really disrespect him. He just said if things happen, they're gonna be on my watch. It's gonna have to happen my way. That's really what he said. So to start shooting at him and saying, "Oh, you mad because the Bevo lost and you suck and you only want to fight easy fights and all that." Come on, bro. That wasn't called for. And then Eddie Hearn's trying to save face here, talking about, oh, he respects Canelo. I mean, you said he wants to fight easy fights. Is that showing like a sign of respect and taking shots at him? Like, come on, bro. It's sad that I got to talk to boxing like an elementary school, like y'all elementary school children, like to get it. Some people acting like they couldn't just arrive at these same conclusions until Boxer Ego lay it out on the table. I just feel like that's a super brash approach and it will work on like needy people. That will work. Like, okay, let's say we'll use women, right? With females, if you're, let's say Rihanna make more money than everyone in this room. So I got my little YouTube money. I'm not gonna be able to impress her with some money stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like that ain't nothing new to her. Or she could have dated a billionaire. So if I'm a millionaire and then I'm like, oh, but look, I got this new 2024. She like, I had a billionaire that had a yacht that was worth more than that car, and his house was fatter. You see what I'm saying? So a woman who has dated around and dated that level of wealth before, it's not going to be as extravagant. Now, if you took a chick from the projects that ain't never like left the stoop, and then you start showing her $100,000 car, it might be a different experience. You see what I'm saying? It's a different experience because she never even experienced that. So that's what I'm saying. Turkey being like brash and abrasive and like meet with me immediately, let's close this and stuff. That could work with like Tevin Farmer or something. And I don't know his finances, but I'm saying like he's been inactive. He hasn't really fought, up until the Murataya fight. So that would work with him. That's not going to work for Gervonta Davis. That man fought one time this year, the biggest fight of last year, and then he also had the fight with Hector Garcia at the beginning of last year. So he fought 3 times in the last 16 months and he's getting crazy pay. You're not going to be able to like rush him. Like if he's like, nah, I don't want a meeting because it's my daughter's birthday. He's not going to just do it. He's not starving for the cash, bro. And that's how it's going to be. Like with the people who are desperate, it's going to show. When you're not desperate. Turkey says, I'm going to eat. Oh my God, bro. Kamal, listen, he be helping me with the points. That's the other thing. Turkey said he going to basically destroy Canelo's numbers for the UFC sphere because they're going head on Mexican Independence Day. So if you really want to work with somebody, this is who Crawford chose. Crawford, instead of working with PBC, who works with Canelo and building on the Errol Spence fight, Bad Business Bud chose to flee and then start a new situation in a new relationship. And then the person who's in charge of that new situation, dishing out the money, is saying, I'm going to eat Canelo and he has no chance. And they stage a fight to compete with Canelo. Canelo has an ego, so he's not going to like that. Like, oh, okay, they're trying to disrespect my date and I'm Mexican. I bet. Sean O'Malley ain't Mexican, to my knowledge. I never heard him speak Spanish or nothing. And then on top of that, you like meet with me in LA, but you just said you were going to destroy him. Bro, put it like that. Anybody say they're going to destroy Boxing Ego, is up. You say you're going to destroy my channel and you wishing bad for me, it's up. I don't want to work with you. I'm telling you who I am. That's a great point from Kamal Oz. Yeah, you put a UFC card the same day to compete with Canelo. Probably wasn't a smart play if you wanted to work with him. Canelo doesn't respond to take it or leave it offer. Ooh, Kamal bodied y'all. He bodied y'all. He bodied y'all with that one. And the other thing is, we know that without Riyadh season, that UFC at the Sphere probably wasn't possible with the card that they have. That's being brought to you. It has to be UFC with Riyadh season to make that happen. So yeah, you definitely stage an event to compete with Canelo, but then you want him to do things on your watch. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like it's this stuff is not making sense. So I need a favor from Kamal Oz, but then I'm dissing Kamal Oz. Why would he do a favor for me? Just ask yourself these questions. They say Boxing Ego's a hater and all this other goofy stuff. If I'm dissing Kamal Oz, but then I need his help with something, why would he help me? Ask yourself that question. Why would Kamal help me if I'm throwing him under the bus, talking bad about him, trying to mess up his plans? He has an event and I'm trying to counter program him specifically on that date and take over, and then bragging about it. Not just like on some business stuff saying, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat you my event's going to be more lit than yours. Yeah, you don't really do that when you need somebody. You know what I mean? That's not how that works at all. So again, people want me to be mad at Canelo and call Canelo names and stuff. I'm not mad at him. And in closing, Canelo is doing a far better job of promotion than Terence Crawford. He's taking a fight with a Berlanga that a lot of people didn't ask for, but between the two of them, they're doing a good job of selling it. Canelo's on the Breakfast Club. He went to Sway's Universe. He did Big Boys Network. He did 2 press stops. And then the second one, particularly in LA, him and Berlanga were going at it. They're doing a way better job than Crawford. And see, that goes to show you when it comes to boxing, you don't need all those gimmicks. PBC don't have to have like people walking around with billboards and people passing out flyers. They ain't doing like big old street teams and stuff like that. An attraction is an attraction, bro. Canelo was on $1 million worth of game. That's what I'm saying. Berlanga just dropped an interview on Fight Hub TV talking spicy today. They doing a way better job. And this is what I'm telling you. If you actually know boxing, all that gimmick and Eminem and concerts and flyers being handed out and win a car, PBC ain't doing all that. But I guarantee you this live gate is going to be more popping than Crawford Madrimov. Wait till I get my hand on these live gates. It's over for y'all. Y'all dead meat. Y'all dead meat because you can't fake this. What's real, you can't fake it. The cream always rises to the top. Canelo's a true bona fide star. Crawford isn't. And then on top of that, like this is the naivete of the fans is crazy right now. And I'm gonna get to Kamal Oz, and then I'm about to cook y'all. I guess Bud thought all the extra stuff was for the urban community. Hey, Jameson is on fire. Kamal's on fire. He said the extra stuff was, you guys are being ghetto. You guys are ghetto. That's for the urban community. Me and Madrimov don't have to act like that. Well, Canelo's acting like that, and people are going to watch his fight now. If Canelo knows what's good for him, he will accept my offer at a fair price and negotiate only with me. The man wasn't the smartest. Oh my gosh, Kamal is catching bodies. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand, Canelo has been here. Why are you talking to Canelo like he a son or something? Like, you better take the offer if you know it's good. Like, Turkey is talking to Canelo like a judge or an attorney with a case you can't win when they're telling you to take the plea deal. Like, hey, if you don't take this plea deal, you facing football numbers. You facing 25 years, and they trying to cut you a deal for 6. So if you know what's best for you, I would take this plea deal. That's how Turkey is talking to Canelo. Like, my offer is so great, you better take this plea deal real quick. And then Crawford talking about the urban market. All right. And here's the thing. He said it sounded like a mobster telling you to take a dive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Here's the other thing. Bud got the game f***ed up, and Turkey does too. BOXINGEGO said it. If they think that you can turn Bud into a star and then he don't have to promote, because people who have always been more successful on a global scale and a superstar scale, it's not above them to promote. Guys like Floyd Mayweather, guys like Canelo, guys like Conor McGregor and Gervonta. Gervonta had me wanting to see his fight with Frank Martin. He gets it. He was like, oh, Frank Martin had that little girl running around. He mad. Bro, remember Tank was doing all that? And he flinched on him. Remember? For no reason. He didn't have to do that, but that the viewership went up. because Tank went like that, like he was going to hit it, and then Frank Morrison went like that. So where does Bud get off thinking Floyd did it on 24/7, easy work? Like I said, Oscar De La Hoya, I'm gonna go run it right now. He can't beat me. Roger, no, he can't beat me. So if Floyd can do all this showman stuff and then put up the biggest fights and be the gold standard, and he got the fights lit and turned it to big event. Shane Mosley, he said, I'm all about money. I'm a prize fighter, dummy. I fight for a prize. Floyd was making it fun and making you like, damn, I got to see what happened in the Mosley fight. I got to see how he do Ricky Hatton. I got to see this De La Hoya fight. And then Bud just staring at Madrimov and nobody saying anything. And then the interviews is bland, unseasoned chicken. And you think just because you skilled and a good fighter with accolades and 2 ESPYs that it's going to make the promotion lit. All right, good luck. Even Canelo, bro, English Canelo's on demon time. And I give him full props for that. The people like Caleb Plant and Edgar Berlanga that rubbed him the wrong way at the times is bringing the different side of Canelo. And it's refreshing. Because he's like, oh, my friend, you'll be in pain. He was telling Berlanga he gonna be in pain. He's selling the fight. So Canelo already is a bigger name than Terence Crawford in general. Plus, he's doing like theatrics and cussing and, oh, my friend, oh, look, this guy, he's doing all this other stuff. He's just making it a bigger thing. And in PBC, they got crystal clear quality. Their commentary crew is not pure garbage like DAZN, right? And they trim the fat. They're not giving you like the Rocketeer and fireworks and all this other goofy stuff, but you're just getting a sound show and a broadcast that is paced well. Don't give me no 3-hour movie when it could have been the same story. An effective story could have been told in 1 hour and 48 minutes. Bro, you had that Crawford Madrimov show. Bro, I could have watched the Roots miniseries in the same amount of time. That was too long. Bro, I could have watched Any Given Sunday, The Deer Hunter, and Roots in the same amount of time that they had that Crawford Madrimov card. They don't know what they doing, period. I know it's your first time in America, but you don't know what I could have watched Kunta Kinte. That was wild long for no reason. Messing up the formula. When Eminem walked out Crawford, that was good. People loved it. They didn't want to see a whole damn concert, though. And then when I say this stuff, y'all look at me like I ain't cooking. And it wouldn't even, the Eminem part would have been better if people weren't there for 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. Ain't nobody got time for that. People got kids and school the next day. Like, come on, bro. Or school on Monday. Bro, I'm telling you. But that's what happened. You got rich people with money. Triller tried this, bro. Dropping a bunch of money and like Doja Cat and all this, like, oh, look. Like, put it this way. When Triller, why didn't PBC do it when Triller did it? Start getting jugglers and circus acts and stage performers, because it's a waste of money. What don't you understand? It's a waste of money. Like, Turkey got these fire commercials that he's dropping. But you still lost over 10 million on the event. So that fire trailer, what did it really do? Like, you got this cinematic trailer for Crawford Madrimov, and people are like, that was so dope. But then it was so dope they didn't buy the pay-per-view. But then if you're in America, if you're effective with the advertising, you get that, like Deadpool versus Wolverine, trailer look raw, then you go out to see the movie. That's how that works. So that's effective. That's being effective at what you're doing. Because the trailer looks so good, you're like, man, I'm seeing that opening day. And then if it's good after you watched it, you might even go back to see it with your friends or, take somebody else, your kids or whatever. It's crazy that Bud had Marshall Mathers and didn't sell out, bro. And he just dropped a new album. I'm trying to tell you, all that gimmick. And then the fans are stupid because it's not their money to waste. So they're just like, oh, this is a spectacle. Bro, this ain't the UK. See, the thing, listen, now I'm about to hurt some people's feelings. The UK do all this gimmick stuff because some of them fighters is trash. Let's just call it what it is. It's 2024. Let the boy ego cook. Bro, some of these UK fighters is trash. Not all of them, but you know what I mean? Like, they not like top level, like Ted Cheeseburger and all that. They not top level. So you got to have all these pyrotechnics and grime ring walks. Pull up the ding dong dong dong. Sit by myself, talking to the moon. Bro, we don't care about none of that. Get to the show, get to the action, where to fight at. If you got a banger fight and some good concessions, we good. I'm telling you, the UK, they do all that. Oh, lay up in Sam Waffles. Man, who the hell is Sam Waffles? Oh, yeah, mate, you're slagging, mate. Yeah, belling, shaka-bunga, mate. Bro, we don't care about none of that. Straight up. Doing all that extra stuff. Like, remember they used to do all them fireworks and stuff for AJ? Yeah, it wasn't making him more popping, bro. You doing fireworks and Kumbaya and Sweet Caroline, and then he get knocked out by Andy Ruiz. Ain't nobody care about that. That's what I'm saying. That's not like Virgil Ortiz and Boachuk was a great fight. One of the best fights I watched this year. They didn't have that. Golden Boy Budget didn't have that, but they put up a better fight. They didn't have Eminem. And boxing fans was the real people who are paying, and diehard was perfectly fine with the event we seen in the main event with Virgil Ortiz and Boachuk. You had Eminem and all that for a chess match. And Madrimov, he was inexperienced, so he wasn't like, he didn't want to open up too much. Neither one of them did. Madrimov bounced around like he a kangaroo jack. Come on, put him up. Bro. Boxing at the second biggest sport in the UK. I don't care. All I'm saying is the fireworks and pyrotechnics, and the people don't need all that. They don't care about all that. It looks cool. You get some good pictures and videos out of it, but a great fight is a great fight. And if you ever went to a live fight, I guarantee you don't even remember all that extra gimmicky stuff. Bud boxes like Sativa in the ring, but has the personality of stepped on Reggie Bush. I'm done, bro. This man got weed analogies. Shout out to Jameson. Shout out to the boy Jameson. He said stepped on. Why I gotta be stepped on Reggie though? Like it could have just been Reggie by itself. That's hilarious. Like I was at Wilder Fury when Fury did that comeback from the dead in the 12th round. I don't remember if they have fireworks and flamethrowers and all that. Cause I don't care. I remember the fight. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all talking about this is saving boxing. This ain't even part of boxing. Having people walk around with billboards and painting stairs. You're painting stairs for people to walk on and throw up on. It's America. People drunk at the fights, throwing up on the stairs. Who cares? Like that's all additional stuff. You know what I mean? That doesn't enhance boxing because it says Riyadh season on the stairs, and then people scuffing it up with their shoes and yakking and throwing trash on the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Graffiti, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody worried about that. We worried about the fight. We want to see what the fight like. Like I said, Wilder Fury, I couldn't even tell you what the ring walk was or this and that. All I remember that fight when he knocked Fury unconscious and Fury popped up like that. That's what I do remember. People ain't gonna be like, oh man, Bud was masterful. But that Eminem track too, like ain't nobody thinking about that. We boxing fans. So again, you don't even have an identity to the audience that you're trying to attract. Because boxing fans don't need full-on concerts. I'm telling you. Hey, shout out to Cash Crypto. He said we don't even like the national anthems, Ucka concert. Facts. That's what I'm saying. I've seen Keisha Cole and all types of people do these anthems and cover these. I've seen some powerful voice singers, and I'm just like, man, where the fight at? I remember Floyd had Jamie Foxx sing one time. Trilla had Snoop as a commentator, Pete Davidson involved, hand slapping tournaments, and failed particularly. Bud Card didn't live up to the hype. Kamal cooked it. Kamal rendered the facts. That's what I'm saying. Y'all learn that boxing ego is always right. All that excess stuff is trash. Like it doesn't make a better product. I just gave you an example. Boachuk had no promotion. They didn't even have good graphics on the screen. But Boachuk, Virgil Ortiz for boxing, that was a great fight. So if they run it back, I think the second one could be bigger. You know, instead of focusing on like concerts and like it, I feel like Crawford Madrimov was like on some fake it till you make it jive. That's what it was like. It was like fake it till you make it. And I don't see how that helps boxing for real. Fake it till you make don't help boxing. Period. Yeah, T.O. said he got J-Lo. And then Eddie Hearn talking about, oh, he doesn't care. Turkey don't care about money. Man, stop. Everybody care about money. So if Turkey or whoever woke up and a bank account had $50, they wouldn't be mad? Bro, y'all let people cap to you. Eddie Hearn says Turkey, he just cares about making boxing great, which sounds very Trumpish, right? He wants to make boxing great again. Like people are in this to there has to be some kind of agenda or some type of some kind of gain that you want, period. Has to be. Again, if Turkey woke up and he had $50 in his bank account, I'm sure he would be very mad. I'm pretty sure he would be very mad. So don't tell me it's not about money. If unless you could wake up and whatever's in your bank account is not there and it was like $20 left, then you care about money. So stop all that like fake nobility. Oh, it's not about money. It's always about money. Another reason why you know it's about money is because he's doing a show with the UFC and the tickets is $7,000. The cheapest ticket at first was $3,000. So if it's not about, hold on, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't let nobody come in and tell me how I should think and disrespect my intelligence. I am way smarter than what is being put out. If it's not about money and it's just for the greater good, why was Crawford's fight on pay-per-view? Ask Eddie Hearn if Turkey just wants what's best for boxing, then you wouldn't have to worry about illegal streams. Make that free. give DAZN a free trial, and then make the fight free, no paywall, no pay-per-view, and then allow us, because remember DAZN used to do like a 7-day or 2-week trial. So if it really wasn't about money, see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all let people lie to you. You're not finna lie, pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. If it's not about money, why would a fight like that be on pay-per-view? Or since you were working with PBC and ESPN, why don't you put it on ESPN for free? Or put it on Amazon Prime for free? Why was it on DAZN and PBC and ESPN for pay-per-view? You just could pick who you wanted to buy it from. Why are the Sphere tickets, when they first came out, the cheapest ticket way in the back was $3,000, with tickets going for $15,000 and $7,000? Why not? Why make it affordable? Make it like $50 a ticket then, if you don't care about money. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all liars. Y'all be lying like they don't care. When I say something, I'll be like, man, they say the event lost over $10 million. They said, huh, who cares? They got endless money. They don't care. Okay, you got endless money. Do it again. Put Crawford in the soccer stadium again then. If Crawford, listen, if his fight is in something smaller than what it was, then y'all full of and I never worry about it because it's just a waiting game. Put him in another football or soccer stadium that holds 40, 50,000 people then. Give his fights away for free then. If it's not about money. Exactly. It's like telling the girl it's not about sex, but you're always trying to get her to your room. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm from the Bay, bro. You're not finna just like sweet talk me and pillow talk me, and then I can't think for myself. And it's just supposed to make sense. Yeah, it's not about sex, but do you keep kissing on her neck and be like, oh, let's go to bed. Let's go to my room. Come on, bro. Make Crawford's fights for free then, if it's not about the money. See, and the funny thing is, me, I don't be lying. This right here that I do is about money. It's all about money. Because if I didn't make money doing what I was doing, then I couldn't do this. I can't. I've been streaming for 3+ hours. If I wasn't making money, see, I'm transparent with my audience because I don't have nothing to hide. If it weren't for people in the viewership and how much money I make per month, and that didn't jive or align, I couldn't do this because I have a lifestyle, I have bills, I would have to do something. I can't just sit here. Like, so there would be no way I could do a 3+ hour stream on a random Tuesday and it's 10 p.m. So I don't, like me, there ain't no reason for me to lie. I'm not going to say, oh, it's not about money. It's all about the money. Yeah, keep sending them donations. Yeah, the Cash App on the screen. Yeah, keep watching my videos. Shout out to Kamal Oz and everybody, Jameson, who sent comments and sent super chat. Yeah, it's all about money. I don't got to lie. I'll let these other people lie. Talk, oh, it's not about money, but we're going to put it on pay-per-view. It's not about money, but we're going to put this in the Sphere and the tickets are $7,000. Oh, okay. Bud is like a movie that gets a big budget, but doesn't do good in box office on the return. Shout out to my man from Stockton, Jesse Carl. Actually, there's a movie in theater called Borderlands. I never played the game, but Kevin Hart's in it. The movie had $115 million budget, roughly, and domestic opening weekend did 8.8 million. So that's Bud is Borderlands. Terence, Borderlands, Crawford. That's the same thing. They had this $100 million budget, $115 million budget. They put Drago's son and Kevin Hart and all these people in it, CGI, and the movie is flopping right now. Kamal said Bud is Kevin Costner in Waterworld. Facts. You Waterworld. Terence Waterworld Crawford. Terence Battleship Crawford. Bro, it's just what it is. Gervonta Davis is like the first Transformers or something. Spider-Man, Avengers. Yeah, y'all letting people say it ain't about money. Yeah, it ain't about money, but it's on pay-per-view. All right. See, shout out to PBC because they never do all that. PBC never lied to the consumer. Like I never heard Steven Espinoza say, "Oh, we're just trying to correct boxing and the money don't really matter." I ain't never heard him say that. Shout out to Steven Espinoza and PBC because I can dig it when someone's just keeping it real with me, saying, "Hey, hey, we want to make the Crawford fight with Errol Spence, but it got to make sense on all sides." Because at least I know you're being realistic. That makes sense. Errol wants a lot, Bud wants a lot, so we're still negotiating. But don't tell me money don't matter and it don't matter if we lose $1 million or $10 million because it's about boxing. Stop. Kamal says everybody has a bottom line, money, profit. Turkey is about immediate rematches with Crawford and Madrimov and Boachuk Ortiz. Yeah, and put it on the same card and put it for free. Bud is Madam Web flop. Hey, hey, I watched that movie. I'm so mad at you for saying that. He said Madam Web. Hey, yo, that was trash. Why has Bud been against Al Heyman for all these years? You got to ask Bud. But good luck. Bud, I think this is my only thing that I think with Bud. I think Bud, and I'm gonna get out of here because I got to rest my voice. I think Bud has fashioned PBC and Al Heyman as the enemy. He resents the way his career was with Top Rank because he was winning, but he never got the adoration and the loyalty and the loyal fan base and the branding that a person like Errol Spence or Gervonta or Prime Wilder got, right? David Benavidez. He never really got that. So I think he's held a grudge with PBC and he looks at them as the ops because they probably, him and his team, spent so much time bad mouthing PBC. Like, man, Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, all these guys are afraid of me and Al don't want to send his boys over. So when you do that, then it's like live by the sword, die by the sword. And I think Terence Crawford spent so much time making PBC the bad guy that even though he did a fight with them and it was his biggest fight that he got the most credit for, Errol Spence, he's so stubborn he wants to cling to what he's always been on, which is like PBC is the ops. So he was like, he also is delusional and he wants to do things his way. So him and Turkey are a match made in heaven because they both seem to do things, and even if it's realistic or not, they just want to do everything their way. So he'll be like, man, I want Sebastian Fedora, Tim Tszyu winner. But PBC is their fighters. They might have a plan and they want to make that fight first. We can offer you Lubin. And then Crawford like, nah, I don't want Lubin. He already lost. I want that. And then he couldn't have his way and get the Fundora Tim Tszyu. So he got with Turkey because he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, so he got with Turkey. Turkey is in the position where he's trying to build his product, and he got money to burn and lose, apparently. And now the stubbornness is going to catch up with Bud. I really believe that. Because who is he going to fight next? Bro, if he fights Virgil Ortiz, the fight's going double wood. Unless Virgil, I don't even think it matters, but if he goes straight into the Virgil Ortiz, it does worse because people thought he lost to Boachuk. He got dropped twice. So that would literally be the worst time to go straight into that fight. Boachuk deserves a rematch with Virgil Ortiz. Make it happen. So again, what does Crawford do? If conventional wisdom prevails, that's what should happen. Boachuk being the champion and letting the challenger win in that fashion, or giving the challenger an opportunity, I think he deserves a rematch. So what is Bud just going to sit on the sidelines and wait? Was he going to rematch Madrimov? I mean, good luck. But mark this video down. Remember these words. I can't wait. When Bud's fight is announced, it better be in a soccer stadium or bigger. I want to see it at the AT&T Stadium, because when I say he's flopping and his fights are losing money, and when Bob Arum said that, the Bud Buddies had a problem with it. So that being said, increase the scale. If he's profitable and ego is foolish, then I expect the same level of money thrown at Bud's next fight as you threw at the Madrimov fight, or greater. Period. If the scale drops and changes, then you know Boxing Ego was right. So I can't wait. Like I said, I'll stand, I'll be a martyr, and I'll stand for what I believe in. You can watch the channel, you don't have to watch the channel. I don't really care. You're not going to change my mind unless you change my mind with facts. And none of you guys can do that. So it's just a waiting game. And I'm fine with that game, because all I have to do is wait. And I know in my heart what I'm saying is true. So it will be shown over time. Right. And you guys can cross your hands that Bud miraculously becomes a pay-per-view star overnight and all that type of stuff. None of that stuff affects me. Oh, you're a hater. I'm a hater for really speaking the obvious. Period. You have no leverage over Canelo. Turkey and Canelo beefing puts distance between Canelo and Bud ever even happening. Turkey also added Tszyu to the list. Tszyu's likely to become a champion. And here's the other thing. If Crawford, he's already a champion, so how do you force a unification? So he would have been better off not fighting Madrimov, and then he would have been ranked with all the sanctioning bodies. But when you're a champion, you're not on the rankings. But you guys are too stupid to know any of this. I just brought up a major plot twist, and I need you guys to listen to what I just said. Terence Crawford is virtually in the same position that he was in when he fought Jeff Horn. He came from 140 being undisputed when he fought Jeff Horn. First fight was a title fight against the one-off guy that his promoter had, which was Jeff Horn, who had a belt. Every other major marquee fight was with PBC. The Danny Garcias, the Keith Thurmans, the Ugases, the Sean Porters, the Errol Spence, they were all with PBC. The one guy that had a belt that wasn't aligned with PBC, that wasn't a big name, Jeff Horn, Bud fought him coming fresh off of undisputed in his first fight. So he immediately became a champion. Bud was just undisputed 2X at welterweight. His first fight, he moved up and fought a champion, a one-off guy that Eddie Hearn has, that PBC doesn't have. So in doing this, bad business Bud, in making this move, this is taking Bud out of the rankings, because when you're a champion, you don't get ranked. So you can't be like, oh, I'm the number one mandatory, right? Canelo was undisputed at 68. That's why David Benavidez was the mandatory, because Canelo had all the belts. So now you have Bud Crawford, who, again, he's a 4-division champion and he has a belt, but that's taking him off the rankings. So how are you going to force these other fights that are mostly PBC? Like, how are you going to ensure unifications with Spence Fundura winner, or Tszyu's likely to fight Bakaram? How do you ensure that you unify with the winner? That's my question to the Bud Buddies. Because you can't do it through the rankings, because he's a champion. So how do you ensure that? But I'm waiting. Y'all say y'all know more boxing than me. I'm waiting. So let me give you an example. Let's say Errol Spence fights Fundura. How does Bud ensure that he gets the winner of that fight as a champion? because he can't be the mandatory because he's already a champion. So I'm asking, what is Bud's next move? Kamal says Turkey cannot dictate terms to Tank and Canelo. That may work on most boxers, but others have options. You can't railroad in my way or the highway everyone using scorched earth negotiating tactics. Facts. I mean, I'm telling you, the funny thing is, the way I'm outlining it, this is the same way I am. I get brand deal offers pretty much daily, pretty much weekly. You know what I mean? If it's not daily, then it's definitely weekly, where people be in my inbox. Oh, do an ad for 60, 90 seconds. We'll give you this amount. Bro, I can make easy money, but I don't rock with every brand. Some of the brands I've never even heard of. So I'm very specific and very calculated what brands I align with my brand, right? Because I've worked years to get my brand up back when YouTube was way harder to grow on. So I don't just bring any brand on board because they're going to pay me some money. They're going to pay me my fee. Because I'm not starving for cash like that. I'm not starving for cash where I got to just like work with anything. Like somebody got a nasty cereal and then I have to like tell y'all to buy the cereal and hit the affiliate link and I know the cereal is garbage. I don't have to do all that. I don't have to do all that. But again, if you're broke and then people who are broke or desperate, they're going to take it. Look at YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers. They have their brand deals, especially in boxing. Their brand deals don't even be like real companies. My brand deals have like actual websites that look like real. Like I have a brand deal with Disney. I have a brand deal with ESPN Plus. I have brand deals with TubeBuddy and StreamYard, like actual companies, vidIQ. Like I got real brands. Some people they have any type of brand, like somebody selling fake weave and candles or whatever. People who selling tobacco, like just anything. I'm not bringing that to my channel because it's not that serious to me. Your brand, I have to really like it for real. I make the final decision. I know it's petty, but if I'm Al Heyman, I would freeze out Crawford the way Crawford always claimed he was doing. I tell Crawford, you get no Spence rematch, no Charlo, Fundora, Tim Tszyu, etc. And that's what, and that's the thing that I'm saying. Like y'all gonna see, and then y'all be crying about it. Crawford is gonna be the same thing. Bro, this is Top Rank 2.0. Crawford getting paid, probably getting overpaid, not with bankable names, losing money on the promotion, and then the big fights. The biggest fights that he could fight are mostly with PBC. And then the fight that he could fight that would be big, we'll see if it happens, which is Boots. So we'll see. It'll be a waiting game, but I can't wait for it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be back with some more heaters later.